Fucking yeet!
Bitch, I swear to God, I'm gonna come to your house and pull out your pinky toes.
Oh, I just realized
To be
I
fair,
have the wrong header on here. Oop, there we go.
That's
Fixed
okay.
it.
Also, Sky, you can't even walk right now. Anyways,
Yeah. I'd like
John, it's okay.
to see
John, it's okay. I'll do it for her. So,
I have a full
right
range
here.
of movement.
who would like to recap last time?
Well, we started our week of downtime and didn't even get halfway through. Because we are chock full of things to do.
And chaos.
And a lot of chaos. Oh, how do I summarize this down briefly? Mercury had some therapy and tried to do some Animus research. It was especially necessary after what Mercury went through recently. But she then found Saren the next day and took her out to a lake outside of the city that Saren actually is familiar with to have a swimming day. Further
Darn
on,
had a mild panic attack.
Further on, Ray was talking with her friend about somebody who can speak with spirits, which was funny because I was planning on having Saren ask Ray to track that person down because she knew about the person, but not where he was, how to find him, his prices. So yeah, Ray has been asked for help looking for Sam as well, and knows about a little bit of backstory for Saren. Sabriel went to get help braiding something, turned out to be friendship bracelets, a bit later on, for everybody. And then insisted that everybody go to this restaurant for dinner on the third day, the third night.
Insisted. You had no choice.
Very much insisted, and Saren had very little choice once Ray really revealed that she'd found, like, kid pictures of Saren online, and is willing to show them to Sabriel. So we go to the
That's what she
Chiseled
told
Nook.
you. That's what she told you.
Concerning.
Yep.
Roddy is looking for somebody called Sadie. It's going to be a couple days of driving to find a connection point on that front. That's his plan for the last 4 days of this week off. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see what happened, so we don't know. Sabriel was given a big silver teddy bear by Ray as a friendship gift because Ray doesn't know how to friendship, really. At least not this kind of friendship.
You're right, but shouldn't you say it?
That's it, you got it in one.
One threatened to stab him. He's too tiny.
Yep. When we went out to dinner, everybody dressed up except for Saren.
Because of course.
Yep. Mercury apparently had an interesting day with someone. Sabriel got into the middle of that, at least in terms of finding out details, I guess. That was outside of everybody's knowledge. That was in a whisper chat, so...
There was a lot of whispers that session.
Yeah. Sabriel knows some stuff about Mercury that nobody else does right now.
As a character played by Devin is wont to do.
And during the dinner, Mercury got a text from Jupiter. He found something on the Anubis case. People have been having some trouble with cemeteries. Freshly buried bodies are being dug up. Weird dogs have been spotted around the area associated with this case. We may need to do a stakeout one night. We're going to try and figure that out after this 1 week off. We're going to bring it up with the guild and end up doing the stakeout with permission. We found out that Mercury's old friend, Tara, tried to kill her once. It was the incident that took her limbs. Sabriel wrote the Ascendant webcomic, and the Fae and Celestial in him are the Watcher and Passion. That was fun.
Their name's
Sky.
Watcher and Passion.
Yeah. Sky, you've got a touch of echo, just so you know.
Shut. Alright.
And Roddy talked to Ray in private and very much upset her, whatever it was about. At which point he took off on his 4-day solo mission I think the rest of us stayed in town.
Yep. And we'll be going over a couple things in session for the 4 days, but otherwise it'll be basically overall assumed that some amount of communication came between the party, and other times you guys were relaxing. But the main thing is on the morning of the 4th day, Sabriel, you are very suddenly awoken by Ray basically screaming and toiling in their sleep.
Huh. Okay. Gonna walk over, but try not to disturb immediately.
As far as you can tell, she's asleep to at least some degree, but it is not a comfortable sleep.
Does he know what a... Does he have anything that he could base off, like, a good, like, does he know a good thing to do at this point, or is he just kind of...
Roll
seat up his
a
pants?
medicine check.
Alright. Guidance. Ah, come on. 9.
You get that brief moment of like, it's like a sleepwalking. You don't wake them up, and you kind of like shake yourself like, maybe not. That sounds kind of dumb, but you're not certain. You do recognize it as most likely a night terror.
Damn it. I mean, he'll try to give guidance to Ray.
Okay. Give them some guidance. Ray, just roll me a d20, see how useful it is.
Yeah, assuming there's like any sort of ability checks going on right now.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll me a d20.
20.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to help marginally. Mostly because the contact of hand to shoulder seems to help pull them out of whatever sleeping state they were in.
All right,
Ray, you're not fully awake, but you are still in the mind of the night terror. But you are now able to see what is in your room, and it is Sabriel, probably crouching next to your bed. I doubt he's standing up.
Almost like goes up for a punch and has to stop herself.
He, like both hands up. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Do you hear anything?
Shakes his head. Other than screaming.
Okay.
Are you okay? Do you need anything?
I'm fine. Ray's just gonna, like, slowly start getting fully back awake and just sort of lean over to the glass of water that's been there for, like, half a week.
Yep. It's still water, but it's not like moldy or anything.
Just take
You
just
could-
a
you-
swig.
Regardless, Sabriel, who's been in your room like multiple times this week, kind of glances at the fact that you're actually drinking that, and he tries his best to maintain his... But just...
Yep. The water helps kind of pull you back to the physical world a bit with mentally, and you feel your Fane kind of boot up. Just like, that was interesting.
Great. Needed that.
You have those often, we see.
Yeah. Just a bit.
Wonder if it's diagnosable.
Doesn't need to be. You're good, Fane. You're good, you little Faney.
Oh, we didn't say curable. We know it's curable. But wondering if it is a anomaly of the mind or a side effect of trauma.
Dude, it's probably the latter. And Ray's just gonna look at the side and just go, are they always this inquisitive?
Oh, real quick, out of character. Can Sabriel do any sort of, like, dream stuff?
No more than the average person with Fane.
Okay, so, but he can, like, go and, like, watch things and have them give him dreams.
Your own dreams, yes. Affecting anyone else's is very difficult.
No, yeah, just purely himself.
Yeah. So just like when you guys first got Fane, you
yeah,
can
I just want to
look
make
through your
sure
own
there's...
memories. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure there's no, like, changes going on here that I'm like, assuming.
No. That hasn't majorly changed, no.
Alright, he's just like, I suppose, did they not help you with that?
I asked him to do this.
You did?
Yeah.
Tilts his head. Could I ask why?
Why not?
Does it seem enjoyable?
It's
It seems stressful and scary?
no, it's fine. It's to get used to some stuff. Just getting over things.
I don't... I don't want to say I know what you're going through or anything. But I don't think screaming is conducive to getting used to things.
Oh shit, I was screaming. Great.
Passion kind of says in your mind, well, screaming can be quite therapeutic.
Hey, you know this is what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, it's very, like, you don't do it enough, it's good.
That was a horror. That wasn't...
But it feels good to scream.
Fine.
Also, we know you scream a little bit, don't lie to us.
As Sabriel thinks back on his number of noise complaints he's gotten over the years.
Oh. Character, yes.
Guess.
Mm.
And just, okay, just, if, like I said, if you need anything, just let me know.
Okay.
Even just ask it. I've had them for a while, so if you're
Nice
just getting
to
used
the
to them,
fame.
then. Sorry, say that again.
Nightmares of the Fane.
The Fane.
Okay.
Though I think everyone gets those from time to time.
Yeah.
Though they can. Fane can keep a cap on that.
Your Fane kind of perk up for a second, Sabriel, and then just go, statistically, those with the Fane seem to have higher averages for mental illness.
Yes, and statistically, you know that means because people often do a lot more things, crazy things.
Yes, mostly. Though there is possibility that we are partially the cause of that. We're not sure.
Well, I'm fine.
You're watching your mind go,
I'm trying to convince myself, thank you very much.
well, yeah, but we're not convinced.
Just that you're right, they are inquisitive.
Yeah. Kind of funny.
How long have you had them?
Few months.
And out of character, did Several learn where Ray got them?
Nope.
Okay, just making sure. Like, and what changed that you didn't have them before?
What do you mean, like how they showed up?
Nods.
No one believed me when I told them. They just think I was on drugs.
Right, but were they sent to you by someone?
I guess. Like, my friend sort of was supposed to take me somewhere, and we just went off. And he told me to go just into a warehouse, calm down a little bit. And then I hallucinated this person? Creature? It looked like every single thing mushed together. And it was like, hey, you good? And I went, where the fuck am I? And then it went, here you go. And I touched its hands, and now I have these things in my head.
It looked like everything at once.
Like, it looked like every sort of humanoid stuck together in this weird monotone sort of way. And I wasn't in the warehouse, but I was in the warehouse.
Are you sure you were?
Can technically send the image if you'd like, right?
Yeah, Ray's gonna send it.
Are you sure you were physically there, or you could just? Oh, here we go.
So you get an image of a kind of dreamscape. It's like the warehouse, but more like if the warehouse was a film negative. The creature is bizarre to look at. You ever see those comic strips that are the longer you look at them, the more fucked up you realize they are, with like little splashes of blood, one person's tentacles, stuff like that.
Yep.
It's like the longer you look at it, the more features of various races you can pick out. The more common ones that you find around here are more prominent. That's those ones you notice first: the human, a little bit of dragonborn, genasi, elf, dwarf. You see a little bit of each of those. But the longer you look at it, you can pick up features of every race, all at once. And you can't keep focus all those different features in focus at once. At one point, you stare at the ear, and it's definitely an elven ear. But like half a second later, you focus back on it, and it's like a merfolk ear, even in this image in your mind.
He just like he got makes like a headache face, and you just that's something that isn't. I don't think it actually physically looks like that, or if it does, it doesn't. It
wasn't like a changeling though. I've seen changeling. I know changeling.
It feels like more your brain didn't know what to make of what it was looking at. I think.
I feel like I was in like two places at once. Like when I looked out the window to the warehouse, there was just flowers, and then I could hear a bird, but there wasn't a bird around me.
Were you on a different plane?
I don't think so, but then I woke up like 13 hours later. It was like 3 in the morning.
And you have Fane, do they have any further insight on that?
I've never asked them. Gray's gonna ask the Fane, like, do y'all
You've
know?
been looking into people who get it, but you haven't asked them?
No. That's the easy thing. You gotta
Yes,
go the
it
deep,
is.
gotta go the deep end first, Sabriel. Ray's just gonna be like, hey, Fane, what the fuck was that?
We don't know where, but we do know a name, but we don't know what it is.
A name's a name!
Gadzooks. For the record, Gadzooks.
Gesundheit.
Exactly.
Gadzooks.
We don't know why we know this name. It's no humanoid memory, but we're not clustered enough to remember where it's from either.
Is it as Ray say that?
Yeah, Ray says Gadzooks out loud.
Was it named by a Scooby-Doo character?
I don't know.
Does Seppo recognize that name as like of any sort of language? Once he knows.
Your choice between a history and a insight check.
They're the same.
Okay, go with history then. It's a bit lower DC.
Oh, okay. I clicked
I'll use
on
that number.
accident.
That's fine.
Is plus 3 either way. Yep.
Yep, and you can throw on guidance if you'd like.
Yep.
12. Almost oddly, lack of origin. You can't think of any patterns of names like that. The closest you can come up with is that it uses a lot of hard consonants, like you would see in Dwarven, but it doesn't have any of the slight gaps or pauses that you would see from those hard consonants. It also doesn't seem to have any nature aspect, which most Gnomish names do, but it is similarly fantastical, so it's possible it's coming from there.
Tilts his head. This feels like a being that isn't operating on our levels of reality.
Well, I guess that at that moment, and that's why everyone's who I told, which is one person, still thinks I was on drugs. Also because he was the one to see me passed out for 13 hours.
I mean, for people who are unaware of things like that, the claim itself is ridiculous, but trusting you is another thing.
Yeah. Also, we have issues with trust sometimes because of stuff I've done.
The we being...
Yeah, the friend.
Just kind of gives a look like, go on?
No.
Okay. If you don't want to say something, you can just state that. Otherwise, I'm just going to ask.
It's...
A friend who shall not be named would get to the point.
His name's Fancy.
Right.
Yeah, he's a bitch. Oh, speaking of, Ray's just gonna call Fenty.
You hear it ring a few times, then just hello.
I wasn't on drugs, bitch, and hang up.
You gotta call back a second later.
Yes.
Fuck you, yes you were, and he hangs up.
Bitch!
Is that
The changeling, yes.
that you mentioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, what most would call their best friend?
You're just you're friends with a changeling, but you met a thing that is everything at once.
Yeah.
It's certainly a coincidence if it is unrelated.
Nah, he's uglier than the creature, so.
I is that how that works?
Oh. Just stating the obvious.
You both in your feign get a message of, that is distinctly not how it works.
Yeah, can't he choose?
Yes, and he chooses to be a bitch.
In front, well, directed towards you, which
Mm.
best friends.
Won't let me stab him, and he won't stab me, even though he doesn't really use knives. So, you know,
Please don't stab me.
I haven't yet.
That's not. The answer I'm looking for is yes.
Oh,
You guys,
that was some Evander shit, well done.
you guys are like weirdly enough almost on the same level of friendship because he took a while and he encourages me to be a person.
Please
And-
say the words to me, Sapril. I will not stab you.
Sabriel, I will not stab you.
Are you lying?
Yeah, today.
Today.
No, he's hardier than you, and I won't stab him, so you're good.
You just said you.
Sabriel, I will not stab you. You don't believe
Had you said that the first time, I'd be.
See, don't you?
The Fae pick up in their mind of like, technically they've made half a contract with the Fae by saying that.
Don't you like
You know
my
what, I'll take
weird
it.
monotone nature, Sabriel? Isn't this entertaining for you? Does it make you want to stay and hang out?
Yes.
Watcher just says, I think they're being sarcastic.
Your response. I know.
Okay, good.
Makes conversations interesting.
Did not expect the yes. But okay.
You see how direct yeses in response to questions can be reaffirming.
I'm not entirely sure what you're entirely meaning with that, of whether yes, an affirmative or a defermative really do work in conversation. What I'm saying is I like being vague.
Do you want me to go make breakfast?
It is like 4 in the morning.
No, go back to sleep.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Are you going to?
How long's it been since Ray's been asleep?
5, 6 hours.
Hmm.
But you've been like at rest for about 7.
May just hang out.
Okay, then I will as well.
No. No. Ray's just gonna put her blanket around his shoulders and try and like arms outstretched and just trying to push him to make him lay down.
It's a struggle because as you pull the blanket, it's like caught on your feet because you're still laying down. So you're like trying to push him away while also trying to wrap him in the blanket as a pull. It's very not effective.
Lay
That being
down.
said, Sabriel is also very not good at resisting.
Yeah, no,
Go-
he doesn't at all. Like he just
Go
kind of
to sleep.
Sabriel almost has disadvantage on checks having to do with getting out of bed.
Go to sleep. Ray like puts the teddy bear on top of him.
Yeah, and at that point he goes, I very much appreciate the sentiment. I physically require less sleep than the average person.
Science experiment. Sorry.
You know how regular elves
You get that elf stuff?
I get a amount of it.
What do you
Uh,
do in
2
What
hours
do
less
you-
than everyone.
What do you do when I'm asleep?
Well, a few times I was just writing scripts and drafts. Others I was just watching things online. He just puts his phone and shakes it. Cooking tutorials.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna go back to sleep instead.
Alright, you're getting all this back, and he just kind of like puts in like a large scale amount of effort to getting the bear off him.
Ray's already asleep by the time the bear's off you.
Like a mountain of stuffing being shoved upon you. A mountain of stuffing shoved upon you.
Ray's dead asleep by that time. There's like just a slight night.
Yep, and just pat.
And you take the moment to kind of relax before the sun comes up. From there, we'll basically fast forward through the majority of the 4 days. There is a brief stint of Saren and Mercury riding around ever so recklessly on those magical ladders in the library until they get chased off by a couple librarians. Mercury, it is not the first time for you, and you certainly will not be the last. There is also a brief time where Several kind of makes the rounds to visit each of you in turn. Spends at least 1 day basically with each person, except for Roddy, who is on the road.
Hang on a second, he doesn't know where Saren lives.
He will attempt to, and how that goes or not is up to you, but he at least attempts to come by with a coffee or something along those lines.
There's just a feign in the morning over of like, do you like coffee, and if so, how?
And there's rain back of why. And you're just gonna have a bit of a struggle.
Yep, and just back and forth, and just like, I'll bring something good, please. Just give me your home address.
I don't have a home address, I can meet you somewhere.
I've heard Saren say. Not Saren.
Sorry.
I've heard Mercury say.
Sorry, quick thing that I'm just going to remind you guys, a thing that I wrote for this session, which I forgot to send in the chat because I wrote it at like 4 a.m. So it is, the way the setting works with housing is very different from ours. In the previous setting, there was things like longhouses, which was the common way. It was very communal living. That's less common now. But what is common is the various guilds hold a lot more power over the people's daily lives. So most people work for a guild, and they are housed, fed, and given a place to stay by them. Probably about a third of people don't, and instead either rely on the national government to give them that, or like Saren and like many of you rely on just making money and choosing to pay for things through rent, which is unusual but not unheard of. Like I said, about a third of people do that. So if they don't have a home address, you can basically assume that they either are not old enough or choose not to work with a guild. But it is not perfectly unusual. Sabriel, probably most of the people you've had some fun with, had a similar situation.
Yep. Except
for the knights.
Quick question, out of character. Motherfuck. Does the network still exist?
Good question.
Take that as a yes.
Is your character in any position to know that?
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
I feel like this was brought up once before, but I cannot remember.
Yep, that was the point. It was intentionally kept vague, so if you guys didn't remember, that's your problem.
Out of curiosity, because of things that we previously discussed, could I get advantage on that?
It is informing the DC.
Damn it.
You don't know any particular network now.
I remember things said.
Indeed you do.
As do I.
I don't.
Something
I forget
about
things
it's
like a
not
cool
either
person.
not existing, or it's at least not called that anymore. If
I don't
anything
think
does
it's called
exist.
that, and I think it works more with the plane of wires now.
It evolved.
And anyways, there's a response there, and it's like, okay, then where's Mercury been dropping you off?
Why do you need to know?
And he'll
Bring you something.
What do you have? A knife!
I said today, bitch. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Ah!
Saren's compromise is that she agrees to meet you at some park or other that may or may not be nearby where she's staying. You don't know.
Okay. He'll take that and he'll just, if they actually do hang out, he will just occasionally be like, just let me know in case I have to pick you up for something for work or anything.
Do you have a car?
I can get taxis.
Not necessary.
That
Also just if I need to run there and get you and other things difficult,
You? Run? All that way?
if it was important. I do my best.
I do my best.
gross.
Gross.
If it was something like what happened, then yes.
If it's something like what happened, then I'll tell you.
I'm just... Could I ask why you have reserved? I think I have inklings, but if you'd like to be blunt, I'd appreciate it.
I've gotten used to being on my own.
And
That's about it.
then how does that relate to... Are you finding it difficult to change that?
Not so much difficult as I don't see a reason
Uncomfortable?
to.
Do you think it's inefficient?
Inefficient? No?
Do you think it makes you vulnerable?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Starting to sound like me.
And Mercury is bad. Alright.
Then why?
No reason.
Okay. What do you think of the coffee?
It's, kinda sweet.
I wanted to err on the side of safety. Sweet can be excessive, but it's not it's not harsh on the tongue like strong is.
Look, it's not the worst I've had. I once accidentally forgot halfway through spooning in sugar how much I'd already spooned, so yeah. I still drank it.
I have friends who don't even try to remember.
With that, Sabriel basically takes time to try to get to know each of you just a little bit better, and pry as he may attempt. On the evening of the fourth day, as you are leaving your home to go to the graveyard, Mercury, you see Roddy kind of bleeding and bruised, like on it, like coming out of his car, like trudging his way to your front door.
Alright, first off, what the fuck?
The Bloodhound and the Sculptor. Find them. And he slumps over on.
Completely out.
Oh, hello?
Yep, we hear you.
Yep, okay.
Motherfucker. Alright, Mercury's gonna yell up the stairs. Jupiter!
Jupiter is currently on shift.
Fuck! Who's at home right now?
The Sculptor.
Go ahead and roll me 3d6.
Oh my god.
613. Okay. The only person home seems to be Pluto.
Oh, okay, good. Pluto, get down here!
He kind of pokes it out the window and like, is that Roddy or
Yeah,
half a cow?
Get down, I'm not strong enough to bring him up.
All right, fine. Ducks back in the window and comes down, looks at Roddy unconscious on the ground, like pokes him with his toe. Is he alive?
Yes, he's alive. Now pick him up, bring him onto the couch. I'm gonna go up first and get the med kit and hot water. And
No,
Mercury will-
I'm gonna need you to grab his legs. He's large.
What do you mean he's large? Alright, I'll try.
As a reminder, Roddy is wide. He's like a buff dude.
Mercury will try to help.
You
Yeah.
take his legs, and it seems to make it much easier on him. You guys drop him on the couch, with a towel over top, just to make sure he doesn't get too much blood in it. And Roddy
No.
basically, right?
Real quick, garbage bags first, then a towel. Blood will soak through a towel and stain the fabric underneath. The garbage bag will make sure it doesn't.
Fair. To be fair, Roddy's not actively bleeding. He's just bloody.
I do not care.
He basically it's a once over. From which one did I say was Pluto?
Yeah, you said
Pluto.
Pluto.
Pluto. Okay. Basically it's a once over from Pluto, and says, most of it's clothes. He's not losing any sort of blood. Now just help me clean out the open stuff and see how he is in the morning.
Pluto, I have
Yeah?
a degree in biomedicine.
Oh, that's right.
I have a degree in this. I can fix him. Mercury's gonna go get hot water, clean cloths, the first aid kit, which is always stocked thanks to the many mishaps of Uranus.
And living with Jupiter.
Yeah, and living with Jupiter, and very much bring it over. Roddy, I'm sorry, your shirt is covered in blood. It's going to get cut off by scissors. I hope you didn't like it.
Roddy sleeps through the whole thing, to be fair.
Yeah, no. Mercury's basically mumbling to herself as she does this, just, I fucking hope you didn't like this shirt, as she's like cutting off the fucking center.
To be fair, it has a great number of holes and tears into it, and mending
Yeah.
spells do exist. As well as
Yeah.
like sewing and thread.
Yep.
Basically, you are, real quick, as such, will also just kind of be casting that to kind of help with the healing.
It helps. Go ahead and roll me as well a medicine check.
Yeah.
If you have a healer's kit set up, or proficiency with that, go ahead and make that check.
I have a herbalist kit. No.
Are you proficient with medicine?
Weirdly enough, no, despite the fact that I have a degree in
Okay,
it.
roll
But
the herbalist kit.
I don't have that set up.
It's wisdom plus proficiency.
It would be this. Oh shit! Give me a minute. Damn it!
Oof.
I just added proficiency to it. I'll take it off though. It is a 9. The herbalist kit, if it's wisdom plus proficiency, that would be 17.
Conrad is muted.
Sorry, didn't realize I was muted.
When you say wisdom plus
no,
proficiency, what do you mean?
It would be basically the same as what your medicine check was.
Okay.
So just wisdom modifier as the ability, and plus proficiency as your proficiency. So in this case, it'd be the same roll as the medicine you did roll, just make sure you take off proficiency off medicine.
Yep.
But as you patch him up, it looks alright. Pluto basically just looks over to you, and if you want to go do your scouting, go for it. I can keep an eye on him.
No, it's fine. I've already gone for a while, so I'm alright. I'll stay here and watch over him.
No, get some rest. You're gonna have a long day tomorrow, aren't you? First day on the new job.
I'll be fine. I'll get a couple of hours, you know that, but I'll be up. I want to make sure I'm here when he's awake.
He just levels this look at you and says, "Am I gonna have to make you some chamomile?"
You'll have to force me to drink it.
You know I will.
I know you will. That's why I'm challenging you.
Just sighs, and he makes chamomile, and about 5 minutes later he walks back in the room with a mug of tea and a funnel.
Fucker.
And just gives you a very serious look.
Mercury is staring right back. It'll probably keep staring until he's like maybe like a step away and is like, fine, give me the cup.
And as he's standing over, he's just like, if I have to administer it rectally, I will.
Kill
Ugh,
you.
what the fuck?
I will kill you.
That's a yikes for me, Conrad.
Yikes!
Fun fact,
Ooh, that's a
Pluto
yikes
is
for me.
weird when it comes to making jokes.
I
Doesn't,
know this.
doesn't make the words okay coming out of your mouth.
It is not meant to be, but
Oh god, what the
No,
fuck?
it's not.
The one of the things
I'm
I
glad
found
Roddy's
Pluto's
unconscious
notes,
for this.
and it's my favorite thing is he is chaotic. You can play that however you want.
I will gladly do so. But he hands you
Fine,
the
I'll take the feckin' tea.
thank you. It would have taken a while to drip feed it to you.
Feed. Bullshit.
So you take your tea, you drink it comfortably, and fall asleep an hour later, halfway through reading through some of your research papers.
Mercury falls asleep on the floor, leaning against the couch.
You both wake up with blankets over you. Roddy, you are shirtless. And cleaned up, mostly, but still grimy as all shit.
Ugh.
Mercury wakes up the minute you make noise.
Alright.
You see a head. Two sets of just eyes peeking over the back of the couch. Just, did you die?
What do you mean?
I'll take that as a no!
I'm
Nice!
still. What?
Points for Mercury! Alright, you're probably hungry. Do you want eggs?
Pluto walks out of the kitchen with a plate for each of you.
I
Did
love
someone
you.
ask for an egg?
Terrible joke.
There's a very soft look in Mercury's eyes with that, and just, I love you.
Yeah. They're cold, so don't love me too much.
Give me the eggs.
Hands you a plate and hands one to Roddy. Roddy's is sizably, like, 4. And he's just like, whatever happened to you, buddy? Let's hope it only happens once.
Right.
Mercury will help you sit up, Roddy.
Yeah.
Roddy,
Oh.
you're sore, but you're doing okay. You're used to fights.
Yeah.
What happened?
I can't
And we're
tell
just,
you.
and we're just gonna, like, censor that because we don't know what happened yet. Yeah, what happened was, redacted, and then we're gone.
Not sure. Okay, really quick. Mercury's gonna send a feign to Roddy. Is this you?
Yeah.
Good.
Prob-
Just gonna
We'll assume that it's a yes, but if I have to wreck on that, don't be surprised.
fuck her.
I genuinely cannot guarantee he will live through what happened.
Yep.
Well, bitch. Sorry.
There's like putting up walls for the GM to work within. You're fucking Edgar Allan Poeing him.
Yeah. Putting
Okay,
in the
but I am
floorboards?
saying, I am saying though, if Mercury does not get a response, if you wreck on that, Mercury's gonna kick him out of the house.
Oh yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry, I know. We'll assume that for now there was one. If not, we'll worry about that another time.
Don't worry about that.
I don't think he'll die. I just can't promise he won't.
It's easy, John. Just don't die.
Alright.
So, out of
The
curiosity,
safety of the group is dependent on it.
Nah, it's
where did you go in the last 4 days?
not. Redacted.
Redacted.
Again, we can't tell you, Scott. We don't know yet.
We don't know
Oh,
yet.
I knew where to go.
No.
Your car's probably covered in blood, eh?
I know.
It could be. We don't know.
I take it into the shop.
Ha! You're not driving.
Right.
Yeah, right. You come to my door in the middle of the night. You're not fucking driving. Just saying. It's not happening. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna rest until the others get here. Do you need a shirt?
Maybe.
We're gonna get you a shirt before Sabriel gets here.
Right.
So he doesn't drool on you too much.
Pluto, do you
Yeah.
have like a hoodie or something? I know he's like.
He's
Mercury
wearing he was wearing a leather jacket. But
Mercury makes a motion of like wide with the hands.
He's just like, I can grab him something comfy, hold on. Heads into his room and you hear some rustling about, and Roddy, you get a like blanket-sized hoodie pulled over your head. It like you have like the floppy arms, and also like a foot of extra cloth around your waist that you don't need.
Oh my god.
You're not used to feeling small in a shirt.
We match. We match.
Here's the thing, Roddy.
what? Because it's inevitable. What kind of like what anime is plastered on this fucking hoodie?
It's not an anime, but you do see like the chemical, like the what's it called?
Periodic
the-
table.
Thank you. The periodic table, but like the alchemical table, so it's got like 6 extra lines.
6.
Yeah.
Roddy.
Flying.
Like rows.
I feel like there'd be like 20.
Yeah.
Just
Magic's
saying,
some bullshit.
Yes, but it doesn't
Yeah.
produce pure elements very often.
there. I'll be honest, Mercury's wearing the same size of hoodie. It is much bigger on Mercury because Mercury is a lot smaller.
And Mercury is drowning in this hoodie.
It says Viva la Pluto, fuck you.
Right.
That's where that shirt went.
So that one.
It's mine now.
Well, that was the DM talking.
So
I
wait,
knew it was going in at some point, I just didn't know where.
so wait, are planets a full thing in this setting? Are we
Yes.
in space? Is there space?
Space does exist, each of the planets do exist. In what context isn't as commonly known as we know it now.
Okay.
Knowledge of them is equivalent to knowledge of the planes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The material plane is flat. That's why it's a plane.
Fuck off.
3D planes are also planes. Anyways,
If you sit there, you eat a breakfast. Sec. Alright, give me a second. And Mercury's gonna send out a mass feign to the rest of the group, excluding Roddy. Everybody, please meet here. Just come to my apartment for today when we meet up. I'll explain when y'all fucking get there.
it's not a quote, it's a catchphrase, Devin.
Thick. Look, I'll
Catchphrases.
explain once y'all get here, but just come here. Also, if you need a ride, call me. Roddy's out of commission. Gonna put the phone on silent.
It's, like, it's one of those things where you send a text message, sigh, turn phone off, plug in for 5 minutes, walk away to use the bathroom, and come back, and it's like, alright, I'll deal with all that.
Pretty much. Just kind of turn to Roddy and, alright, that's taken care of. They'll come here. That way you can rest. We'll sort some stuff out. I'll tell you what I learned over the last 4 days. And, yeah.
Right.
You know how you said don't go do surveillance?
I didn't say that.
Good. That's why I like you. Let's pretend it was a hollow hypothetical and I totally didn't go do surveillance every single night. Anyway.
Right.
Pluto just pokes his head back in the room. Am I making more chicken?
Yes, please fry up more fetuses.
What?
He just looks at you and, not eggs, technically chicken.
Yeah? That's why I said fetuses.
Oh, he was looking at Roddy when he said that.
Oh.
And
Egg?
just Roddy puts his head in his hands.
Would you like more?
I'll take more eggs, yes, please.
Okay.
Bring
Ashman's too?
us the unborn!
And Pluto just levels the level at you and goes, please don't.
Please don't what? What I do now?
Do not summon any unborn.
Okay, that was once, and it was an accident, and I was drunk.
What?
That's not how pregnancy tests work. You get this like half a smile that you see Roddy, and he goes inside the kitchen to go make more food.
Go make more food.
As soon as you say that, he walks back out and sits in the counter for 2 minutes on the phone. Well, now that you asked.
You're a bitch. Mercury will take a
Correct.
running leap.
You do so and like bounce off him.
No.
Roddy's gonna lie back down.
Yep, and you pass out for
And
another
hope
half hour as everyone
Death
begins
takes
to arrive.
him. Yeah.
To the first
About
person
10
that arrives, I will say Pluto will answer the door. Mercury will be on Pluto's back.
And he's holding just a plate to whomever it is. Probably Saren, I imagine.
Is she the closest and gonna be there fastest?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are pretty much
Roddy
equidistant.
hopes the
but
internal bleeding cuts back open again, and he just bleeds to death.
You're not you're equidistant, but also you move quickly. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
so he opens the door with a Mercury on his back and a plate in his hand for you.
Everything
morning.
okay?
Yeah.
Roddy arrived broken and beaten up last
Yeah,
night.
you probably
He's
saw
alright
this
now.
crashed car.
It's not crashed. It's just not in good shape.
There's a lot of bullet holes in it.
It's like, yeah, that's fair.
How
Wait.
out of commission is out of commission?
It's
Uh,
drivable, but you get a lot of weird
Roddy,
fucking looks.
Roddy.
Oh, okay. Roddy just goes, if you're commissioning to make a painting, probably
No.
completely out of commission. But if you're commissioning him to go beat someone up, I think he's fine.
Alright.
he didn't die.
That is also true.
That's
Would you
what I
like
was
a small
wondering.
plate or a large plate of food?
No plate.
Oh.
I
Full?
ate before coming.
Would you like coffee?
I guess if it's there.
Tea.
If it's there.
I'll make both. And he goes back inside, and Mercury kind of like waves on you like a spider monkey on his back.
Oh, Mercury will get off, and she'll kind of go over to... Really quick, did Roddy have any bullet holes in him?
If they were, they had already healed up more than most of the wounds have.
No, are the bullets inside?
You have no way of knowing.
Okay, I'm just... Can I roll like a D100 just to see if she was able to pull a bullet out?
That would have been part of the medicine check.
God damn it, because that would have been really fucking cool.
As I said, most of the wounds were closed enough that they weren't actively bleeding, so you would have had to do some level of surgery, and with a medicine check of 9 you didn't.
Hey Roddy.
He's probably pulled a couple bullet holes out of his system. There's probably some bullet shells in his car.
Roddy,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go get you an X-ray.
Why?
Roll a secondary medicine check with advantage, Mercury.
Advantage?
Yes. This is going to be a fun thing that the rest of you are not going to enjoy hearing if she rolls high enough.
Great.
Lovely.
Great.
With the advent of magical healing, whenever there's stuff like shrapnel of any kind in someone's body, as long as they're magically healed, they usually come out like kidney stones.
Oh!
Oh,
Lovely.
Roddy's gonna have fun.
Oh, they don't
Yep.
just okay, no, because there's okay, no.
Someone get him on the Matterhorn.
Yep, I'm going to just leave it at that. They pass out of the primary exits of most things that are waste in the body.
Mercury just kind of gives
Literally
you can't do the
shot
one where it
enough
just
to
like
shit bullets.
you can't do it where it just comes out of the skin. No, okay.
Do you?
No, because what fun would that be?
Hey Roddy, do you know how big what you were getting shot at was? What kind of bullet?
9mm?
Oh fuck, that's gonna be fun.
That's a
Don't
small
worry.
kind of bullet.
So
That is a smaller kind of bullet.
it is. That would pass through your urethra.
Hopefully.
So you ever passed the bullet?
Yeah. I have.
Alright, good. 'cause
just-
they're
The next few
probably-
days are gonna suck, I know.
And we'll
I
cut
am
that
aware.
conversation there.
This session is misery for this kind of shit.
So
Yep.
I mean,
Saturn.
Look, at least I haven't gone to fingernails in this campaign yet.
you're better
Oh,
off than
nope.
some.
You are banned from that, sir. Don't even don't even try that.
Don't even tempt that shit.
Honestly, if you give me warning, I'm okay.
Yeah, only you.
Just you.
Motherfucker.
Only you.
So,
So, with that, the rest of the party arrives. Whether separately or together is neither here nor there. But you're both given a similar greeting by Pluto with a plate of food and information on Roddy as well, seeing Roddy's car. Kind of fucked up.
Sabriel's gonna run over, just give a second opinion look.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check.
All right.
Mercury
Make sure
is very
there's nothing like nothing that would be good to take notice of right away.
Okay.
Just say for the sake of it, Mercury's changing the gauze when you come in, just so you can
12.
see it all.
Yeah, sure. The care that was given was sufficient. You probably could do better, but at this point it's unnecessary. At the time, if it was given better, it may have been good. It will leave scarring, just due to the lateness of most of the magical healing. But looking at the rest of his torso, it's not a big problem. He is
Which
A, well-muscled
Sabriel
and
is
B,
doing.
Yep. He is A, well-muscled and B, well-scarred. It almost like it looks like on one part of his shoulder like he's been tenderized in the distant past.
Do you like my
The muscle,
stitches?
the muscle itself looks fine, but
Say that again, Sky.
Do you like my stitches?
I would do it differently, but it seems to be working for now.
Well, he's not bleeding.
That's
No, but he looks like shit.
that's not.
Stitches
Yeah.
are great. He just looks like shit.
Thank you. I'm very proud of him.
I also don't know how proper stitches look like, so.
There are things you can do to avoid scarring, and this is not that.
There's a
But
bit.
it is. But you did make him better. That is true.
Mercury's gonna give an insight check on Sabriel real quick.
go for it.
That's a look that Mercury probably knows of, aka drooling over a torso.
Yeah, it's not. You don't have to roll insight to know that Zabriel is horny when he's Renrod. But it is masked mostly by concern.
And I'll also add on just like with the thing he said, there were like he seemed concerned about the scarring in a way.
It's just scars. I've got a lot of them.
I'm a lot of my medical training was about making sure the scars don't stay. It's just kind of yeah, it's the nature of my medical knowledge, I guess.
The cosmetic surgery?
Yeah, it was certainly a part of it.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, you want to see where I was shot?
Say that again.
I
Want to see
mean-
where I was shot?
If you want to see scars, I can show you.
I'm okay, thank you.
It's quite the sight as Mercury begins to lift up like a part of her shirt with the missing hand to display a scar.
Oh, the feck. Do I know? Does she not have her prosthetics on?
No, you do, but it's talking about scars when you have two missing limbs and going to like show one on your torso.
There's a bullet hole scarred over in Mercury's torso, towards the side, the right-hand side.
How that he kind of like lightly puts a hand out, but then doesn't. How'd that happen?
I got shot.
Were
Oh.
you or were you not a deer at the time?
I was not, and that's why you do. That was really good.
Sorry, really good question. Well done, Ariel.
Ooh, yeah.
No. But that's why you do surveillance beforehand.
Pardon
And
me?
you hear from the kitchen from Pluto. Speaking of surveillance,
Surveillance?
Speaking of surveillance. Yeah, surveillance. That's why you always make sure you know exactly how many number of guards there are beforehand.
I agree.
So what you're saying is you acted alone in the last few days.
What kind of
Uh,
archaeology do you do?
No, I was shot. This is from like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but you're speaking as if there were guards around whatever you were doing 3 years ago.
Yeah. Why?
How
Pluto pokes his head out of the kitchen one more time. Mercury, this is one of those times. I'm going to remind you that that's not a thing you should talk about.
Thank you. Surveillance. Back on topic. So, nothing interesting happened at the graveyard.
Pardon me?
Oh no! Why would you do that?
We said multiple times we were going to do this once we had clearance to do it legally.
I was bored.
That's no excuse.
That is a pretty bad
You
You
excuse.
could have
acted
gotten
alone.
hurt. You've run trouble with the law. No, please.
You didn't tell anyone.
I did. I told Pluto.
You didn't tell any of us.
Well,
Pluto will
Why?
kind of at this point come out with tea for everyone and just say, if it makes you guys feel any better, she's a pretty consistent scout for this when needed, and we have a system in our group to keep each other safe. But yes, she should have told you guys first. I was under the impression she had.
No.
you
Uh,
fucking liar! I told you I didn't.
I think he was trying
I
to
was
save your
trying.
ass.
I was.
So,
Fair enough.
can I assume at the very least you took on some kind of animal form? A squirrel is a lot less likely to be noticed on a fence top than a person.
And not enough people can look at magic.
You can
Sabriel just
assume
looks
that.
worried.
I mean, you can assume that.
Hmm.
That's
You
up
did
to you. But
Oh, please, what did you do exactly?
I climbed a tree.
As
No, trees are pretty good, especially at night. A lot of
I
foliage.
don't know if that's a trick question or not.
no, what form were you in?
I plead the sixth.
The
Please.
sixth.
Why don't you want to tell us?
Because it's
We're already highly
not-
concerned.
it's not important. I didn't get hurt and I didn't get caught, so it's fine.
Pluto
You
just
are
like places
important.
like a fist on the top of your head, just like Mercury. You're being evasive of what form you were in, but not the questionable things you used to do. This is one of those things to not be evasive about. Is
Used to. Eh.
again trying to cover for your foolish rear.
Alright, I was Mercury, human. I climb
Well.
better that way.
Please, please, in the future,
Right.
tell us before you're about to do something like that.
You could have got this case taken away from us.
You could have gotten hurt.
Good.
I don't know why you specifically are upset over this, and she kind of points to Ray.
Because I am not allowed to be upset.
No, you are. Don't get angry and defensive, but I've seen you steal stuff.
It's petty theft. That's something I can pay a fine for. This is trespassing. This is being in a holding cell and not allowing us to move forward without your assistance.
You can move forward without my assistance.
No, we cannot. Apparently, according to Sabriel, we are a team, and if he says we are a team, I believe we should stay a team.
I'm gonna have Saren. Sorry, not Saren. Sabriel, Ray, and yeah, just those two make an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Nope, that's a wisdom. Add 2 to that. That's 11.
Okay.
12.
Yeah, so both you rolled an 11. You both are aware of the fact that technically she isn't trespassing, as a graveyard is public property. The only thing she might be questioned for is being in a tree, but that's not grounds to be arrested for. Again, a graveyard, because people are buried there and family members can choose to go whenever they want, technically she can't be arrested just for being there.
Would there be grounds for doing working on the case before we've been given proper clearance?
Yeah.
Technically your case is information gathering. You might get a scolding, but it's unlikely you'd get any sort of legality trouble. It's just a policy that people are given a break in case. It's not like some sort of law. It's just something to keep the people who work for the guild healthy. That's all. She wasn't too far out of legality line. Just more of a not rhetoric.
There may have
Ethics.
been questions,
Fine.
but not. Okay.
It wasn't the most ethical, but that's what it meant.
Alright, can we roll that back slightly then?
Yeah, it's still taboo. So depending how you want to do it, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, personal request, could you tell us that more readily. I'm sorry.
Honestly, it was more so letting Mercury try to flounder, but I was expecting her to bring up that point earlier.
All right.
I didn't know that.
It's a graveyard. It's small property.
Hospital.
We don't know that. In
It's-
this campaign, it may not be.
While fair, it's not a hospital. It's just the graveyard that a hospital tends to bury people in.
Okay, that's what I didn't know. I thought it was specifically like.
Sorry,
on the
that
hospital
was mentioned last time.
No, I completely.
Conrad,
forgot.
understand that you hold literally all information, and that we're not the best at memory sometimes with certain
sorry.
setting stuff.
That was one because I talked with Sky. I assume she remembered. That's
In
why I
that
did mention I
case-
did.
Wind back like
A little
the
bit.
last 5-ish minutes.
You could have gotten hurt. You should have told us beforehand.
AKA nothing that Pluto said sticks because he didn't have to cover for her. Anyways.
Well,
Pluto.
Yeah, but I didn't, and I'm a lot better at that kind of stuff than I think you realize.
That doesn't mean I don't want to know about something like that.
Alright, I'll let you know, but you're probably gonna try to stop me.
If you have good cause and if you're legitimately confident that you could do it on your own, then I would at least be willing to talk to you about it and trust you about that. But we can't do any of that if it's just kind of done and told after that point.
Anyhow, did you find anything?
I did! Thank you!
I was wondering, I'm a little surprised. I thought they were putting a hold on all burials and we were gonna have to ask them to do one just so we could stake it out.
Oh, no, burial's still tonight.
Okay.
But the last couple of days, I was just kind of curious to see what the dogs were doing. All of them showed signs of the weeping illness. They were peeing on gravestones a lot, but never the same ones. Never the same dog would come by. It was always different dogs, which is weird.
Think it's territorial?
No, I don't know, because they're all they wouldn't go on the same gravestone. That was interesting as well when they made their round.
Yeah,
many different ones were there?
especially- Hold on. You said they were
A lot.
always a different dog, but the dogs also always marked different gravestones. Different dogs usually will mark the same one because they're adding their mark to the dog message board, basically, for the area.
No, it was like all the older gravestones kind of idea. Like, it wasn't... The newer ones weren't really touched. It was the older ones that were.
Huh.
And they were sort of cycling through them almost every night. It was weird. It was really weird behavior.
Yeah.
How many different dogs did you see?
Conrad, how many different dogs did I see?
Yeah, probably 11 or 12 over the course of each night. You didn't go that last night like I was expecting you to, so probably closer to 9 actually.
Like 9 or 10 each night, kind of?
No, total.
In total. About 9
Yeah.
or 10.
It's a lot of dogs.
Yeah. It was weird.
Different breed, same breed.
No, all different. Different breed, different sizes, different ages, everything.
Do any of them have collars?
You didn't roll high enough to know.
I don't know.
Okay.
Why?
It could be owners' dogs in nearby areas, seeing if they're acting out. If not, then could be a stray population. That's
Just-
part of the issue. Or it could all just be owned by one person.
Well, Anubis is really associated with dogs. Do you know that?
Yes.
I think he has a dog for a head, yes.
Aye. So
Jackal.
it makes sense.
K9.
But, no. Burials tonight. Speaking of which, shit. Is Jupiter back from shift yet?
She'll be back in probably an hour or two, just transit. But she usually goes to bed pretty soon after. That's part of what Pluto's called for.
Cool. In that case then, Mercury, because she knows he's probably on transit right now, will shoot a text going, hey, can the burial be tonight for the body that you need?
They just, it's basically like we're willing to, you'll have to check with the gravekeeper first. Most actually have to perform it, but I know the family is waiting for it, so sure.
Alright, I'll talk to the gravekeeper. Pluto made breakfast. It's in the fridge for you.
I will give that man anything he wants if he keeps making breakfast like this, I swear to God.
Ha ha ha! Mood. Alright. Have a good sleep. I love you.
Night. Wait, no, I can't go to sleep yet. I'm on the. And then it just like ends right there.
Mercury shuts her phone. So we gotta go talk to the gravekeeper to make sure that it's okay. And then I will show you the tree I was in, so that way we can practice climbing into it. More so for those of you who do not climb trees.
Bit of background noise. Wow, that was bad. Bit of background noise there, John.
Oh, sorry, that was my chair. It's a bit creaky.
Right, I got distracted. What was that about climbing trees?
We gotta go talk to the gravekeeper
Mm-hmm.
to make sure everything's fine. That's what Jupiter said. And then we got to go scout the tree that I was in the other night. So that way, those of you who aren't really good at climbing trees can get some practice before tonight. Also, so we can figure out a way to get Roddy in the tree.
Do we have to stay in trees?
I mean, you don't have to, but I'm going to because dogs bite.
Why do I
and
have
they
to
jump.
be in a tree?
You can sit in your car. I don't care. But your car's kind of busted.
I know.
Besides, dogs didn't see me, so I don't know if they're aggressive or not. But best way to avoid getting attacked by a dog is to be in a tree because they can't really climb trees. They can only really jump and bite and scratch. And dog bites hurt, so don't do that.
Are we sure there's not any other influence on them going on with the weird Anubis stuff?
I haven't heard anything.
Real quick, Mercury, roll me one quick intelligence check.
Secret tunnel. There.
Okay, go ahead.
So I haven't heard anything. So, that sound like a plan, or
I think we could. I'm iffy on the tree business, but
We're gonna need somewhere safe with a good view.
could we tie a rope?
Saturn? Are you okay to climb a tree?
I'm okay to climb a tree.
Thank you.
I didn't say I was against climbing a tree. I was just respectful onlookers and Sabriel.
Aye, and I get that. Roddy's injured. Sabriel probably can't. Can you climb a tree?
I haven't tried in a while.
Mind you, if you're not comfortable sitting in branches, I have rope.
Asked if there was rope.
I have
didn't
rope as
hear
well.
you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can tie you to a branch if you like while you're sitting down, so that way you can't fall.
Just tie me to a branch.
Or tie it to a branch and then you kind of hold on to it, you know?
Dunno,
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining this. Like, some kid walks by the graveyard in the dead of the night, and the glowing white figure of Sabriel by his waist dangling out of a tree, just up
You're
and down.
goddamn
And
pinata.
instead of a ghost story, it's just like a what the fuck?
No,
No,
that's
aren't
a good
you-
story. You don't expect
Yeah.
seeing that in the middle of the night. You turn and run without getting a good look.
He's
Fair.
a pinata and your glitter comes out.
God.
No, it's a lot of blood, Sabriel.
Glitter and eyeshadow palettes.
He bleeds mascara.
Stop!
Are we forgetting how many hit points this man has?
Sorry, so there's not very much blood in that case.
Alright, so is that a plan? Or.
It's as much as a plan as we have. So
You know more about the
Yeah.
spot than we do at this point.
Yeah! That's why you do surveillance.
I was figuring we were gonna do surveillance after getting permission, but you've jumped ahead on that. So okay.
It's public property.
Whatever.
It's a graveyard. It's public property.
Just tell us next time.
Alright.
Yeah, and people tend to look at somebody wandering around a graveyard at night, especially one that's had issues with essentially grave robbing recently, and probably question a few things. I realize you weren't
that's fair.
wandering, I realize you were hidden in a tree, so. Still.
Alright, that's fair enough, I guess.
It's just an inconvenience, if nothing else. So that'll be tonight. Roddy, are you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Do you want painkillers?
Are you sure?
Be
You need
nice.
some healing.
I'm alright.
Do
Do you
me a
want
favor.
painkillers?
You go ahead.
Go, Aria.
Oh no.
Canadian standoff.
Good job, guys.
Just do me a favor, Roddy. Stand up.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, arms up and out to the side.
Alright.
Rotate left. Rotate right.
Yep.
As far as you can. Okay. Tell me if anything twitches. And
You're
she's just gonna
You're a
run him
pop
through.
a lot of the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's just
You
gonna
can see the
test-
stiffness in the motions, but nothing of major concern.
Yep, testing his mobility, making sure nothing's sprained, pulled, or otherwise not gonna
Yep.
be functional in this. And then she goes, "Okay, you seem all right for now."
Yeah.
Oh.
Roddy, at that moment, you feel a wonderful feeling in your lower intestines, and you know the bullets are ready to come out.
Right. I'm gonna go. And he's going to absolutely violate Mercury's.
Horrible language, but very fair.
To be
Okay.
completely fair, that bathroom has probably dealt with it before. It's fine.
If you hear
Got it.
screaming,
Moving
I'm
on.
running.
No.
Pluto, do you still have painkillers?
Pluto just goes like, when you get into the bathroom, open up the mirror, second shelf. It's
Thank
only
you.
on that shelf.
Alright, Roddy and Mercury's gonna feign that over.
But from there, you guys kind of sit and chat, maybe vague planning out for the next few minutes. Around about 11 o'clock in the morning, Saren, you get a phone call from Glitterscale.
Okay.
You have a warrant. A little late.
And as you pick up, he kind of goes, "Hey, don't know if you met with them yet, but you and your crew still willing to work that graveyard job?"
Yeah. We were told to get a hold of the gravekeeper. They're setting something up tonight.
Yep, we've warned them that you might be coming by sometime this week to set something up.
Yeah.
They're pretty much ready on your say-so. The family has agreed to the risks. So as soon as you give the confirmation, go for it. You're free to interview them, though. The gravekeeper hasn't been interviewed at this specific graveyard yet.
Okay, I'll pass it on to the others. We should be heading out there probably pretty soon, just waiting on someone to finish up something.
Alright. Do you need a list of any kind of contacts of people who are related to the family, or...?
Is this something that all the families that have been involved have been linked in some way, or is it just every single new burial in that graveyard?
Isn't practically every single one, but that's as far as we can tell, at least. Up to you. Just we have any numbers you might need.
I guess go ahead and forward it. We'll hold on to it in case we need to follow that up if nothing comes of tonight.
Do keep in mind they're still grieving, though, so be delicate if you do.
Ah, right, delicate. She looks over the party.
You hear a "Ah!" from down the hallway.
Just ungodly screaming.
Okay,
What's-
I hope it
What's the
doesn't
look
come to
for?
that. So, is there anything else that we need to know going into this?
We don't really know much, so yeah. As soon as you give the gravekeeper the go-ahead, he's gonna set up the funeral.
Alright, I'll
Should
contact
be
him.
ready for the night you mention it.
Right, till whatever the next contact will be for this.
Sure. Keep in mind the job goes basically until you have some sort of lead, but at least one of the animals. If you can't figure it out in a week, let us know. We'll pass it on to someone else or extend the time as depending on what you guys figure out.
Hey, would it help if we were able to catch one of the dogs that's affected? Have you tried that? Have you tested it?
We have. Most don't live very long past the stage where they start weeping. When we return to the families, it just seems to be random canines. So unless you find like a chip or a collar or something like that, or it's like a very strange breed, it's not really very useful, as far as we figured out.
Alright. See what we can find. And Saren will hang up if there's nothing else.
And you each basically get a alert on the phone that is the nature of the job. Basically, 1 week, your time to do anything ends on basically at midnight on the 28th. Currently, it is the 21st. Any kind of successful information will be rewarded depending on how good the information is.
What was the family name for the
Of the
funeral?
person being buried,
Yeah.
it seems to be a gnomish family.
Mhm.
Whatever the underground gnome is, I can't remember what it is.
What was the name?
The name seems to be.
Corpse Deadman.
I just tried to find it in my notes because I do have it written down because I knew you guys asked for
Just,
a name.
just say Jane Doe or John Doe.
No, it's gonna be gnomish.
Connor,
Um,
it's in Jane Dome.
not quite.
John Doe.
Horrible. No.
Bertha Dongus.
John Saren. No.
Not
no.
Saren, no.
So the name is Samuel Willow.
Okay.
Older man, in the equivalent of his 80s, who just passed due to an illness.
Okay, cool.
I think it was illness.
You think?
Yeah, illness. Yep. So you guys are free to go as you wish.
Alright. Saren will contact the gravekeeper and talk to him about that and set that up, just in the meantime. And then I'd kind of like, for at least Saren, if others want to join her, probably a good idea, to just take a walk through the graveyard area in the afternoon.
Sure. The burial is going to be like just before sunset, so.
In the afternoon, in order to see the area with some light, see the trees, see the distances, find out where the burial is actually being kept so we're not stumbling around right beforehand.
Yeah. Beforehand, Roddy's going to take. He knows someone who runs an auto shop, so he's going to take it in, and it's just like, I know you owe me a favor, so I'm calling it in.
Help save my baby.
Yeah.
It will cost you money to repair it, no matter how much of a favor you need. There are things like,
Yeah.
getting your tire pressure checked, changing the oil. Then there's walking in with bullet holes in a bulletproof car, and like a vaguely crumpled front end. It's going to cost you some money.
Okay,
It is one of the
real quick,
downsides of having a vehicle.
out
Yeah.
of curiosity, would Roddy let Mercury drive the car to the shop?
No.
Would Roddy
Hard
let
pass.
Mercury follow on her bike so she can give him a lift to the graveyard to meet up with the others afterwards?
Sure.
Cool. Roddy's gonna ride Mac.
Roddy, you do get a bill for 50 gold pieces for the car.
And he'll.
Not much, given
It is a very discounted price, but keep in mind that it's equivalent to like a $500 repair. This would normally be close to like a $3,000 repair. So
yeah, that's why I
he's
was
giving you a
surprised.
very good deal.
Yep.
That's the favor was basically knocking the money off. Roll a stealth check, Mercury.
God damn it.
Ha.
Can it be with advantage because she's used to doing this?
No.
I hate you.
Just because you're used to it doesn't mean you have advantage. It means you have proficiency, which you do.
No, she doesn't.
You don't have stealth proficiency?
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So, you guys see as not so sneakily.
Ah.
Mercury plants a kiss on Pluto as she walks out.
Okay.
Not subtle.
Nice. Saw that.
Saw that.
So what?
Okay, raise a hand if you just saw Mercury kiss Pluto.
Saren raises
And
her
Pluto
hand.
Rhino raises his hand.
Pluto put the sand up.
Thank you, Pluto.
Thanks.
He's gonna be my husband, so kinda.
Really?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I hate to inform you, but I do very much plan to be your wife.
I would hope
Even
so.
better.
I'm fine with that.
Alright. You guys want lunch
Right.
packed for you?
No.
He holds up like 16 sandwiches. Are you sure I already made them?
We'll
Why?
take-
I eat like half of these on a normal day.
Mercury, good luck.
There's a faint over to Mercury. It's like, with the way you were talking about the other thing, I would think you wanted to keep it a secret.
Well, they kinda saw, so it's sort of pointless.
Oh, okay. So you're not letting on as much. Okay.
I
So am I allowed to tell everyone, or
No!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Very loud scream over Fane and a panicked look from Mercury.
Insight.
The
Go for it.
insight.
I like calling
Sabriel's,
doomed
like,
insight
giggling.
checks because Saren never succeeds.
You failed!
Saren,
I don't know about that,
entirely.
Mercury. Roll me performance.
I hate you.
Oh, fuck.
Ah! Leave her
No.
alone!
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
Good. You guys should see this like stricken look on towards Sabriel.
Huh. Yeah, he's
Interesting-
snickering.
Interesting conversation. And Saren just
Interesting.
ignores them and then turns and looks through the sandwiches to take one.
Why am I even thinking deeper into
Ooh,
this?
sandwiches. Don't mind if I do. Walks over.
Yep. There's like a variety of sandwiches. Like take whichever ones you want. I'm gonna eat what's left and leave one.
Yeah, Roddy and Saren will just go start eating sandwiches, paying attention.
Hmm.
They're packaged in those Ziploc bags for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you make
Lovely.
any with jelly?
Of course I did. And he hands you a sandwich that's got jelly on both sides of a single piece of bread.
Yes!
Why?
Jelly on both sides.
Why? How do you
It
hold
gets in the
it
bag.
in the bag? It smears all over.
There's
Yeah.
less
Oh,
jelly.
salted jelly.
It's less jelly.
Hey,
This seems poorly
Why am-
thought out.
Why am I putting more
There's
thought
a-
into this?
There's a
serve
there's
that
a
lowest
there's a
minute.
feign over to Mercury. Oh, messy. Got it.
Roddy, with your like insight from before, you can see like the slightest of a smirk on Pluto's face as he hands this to Mercury.
Mercury's just kinda...
you're taking the piss, aren't you?
Not like you were.
Mercury's gonna look at Pluto and just... If you don't think I'm gonna lick every piece of jam off the plastic, you're
Oh,
wrong.
I know you are. This is for the sheer joy of. I can only imagine what the rest of your friend's face will be like when they hear the sound of that.
There's a feign over to Mercury. Oh, he's getting you to practice.
Gross.
Roddy's gonna.
Mercury
Out.
makes
That
a
was
noise.
over Fane.
Fane.
This
Yep,
We are
feign,
spared.
feign,
We are spared.
Okay.
it.
But Sabra has this smug look as he looks over to Mercury.
Oh no! Mercury makes an audible noise!
What was that?
Pluto just
Okay.
raises an eyebrow.
Or is it too late to delete my phone?
I hate him!
You've got
Point
a
Sabriel.
you've got a car appointment. You're giving him a ride. I'm gonna start walking in the direction of the cemetery and meet you there.
I'm.
Just gotta drop. her
I'll
off
go
in
with
the
you.
Auto
You're
shop.
making him practice! Fuck!
Sabriel just walks over to Mercury, just pat on the shoulder, and walks by.
Why are you like this? What have I done to you?
It's more fun if you can
Absolutely
be expressive about it.
I'm gonna assume that was over Fane.
No!
No, that was
Okay.
not loud.
Lovely.
Gross. Can we go?
Yeah, already going.
Let's go.
Sabra, which group are you joining?
What are the groups exactly? Sorry.
Ray Mercury.
Roddy's
Sorry, Ray.
heading over to the
Ray
auto
Saren
shop.
heading to the grave. The other two heading towards the auto shop.
I have one
Uh,
seat on my
he's-
motorbike.
Yeah, he's gonna go. He might want to go to the grave only because he hasn't seen it yet either.
So I will drag you guys over to the map for that.
I assume most of it. I assume the others are going to be coming to the grave afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
During the day.
just for now, just reference.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop
okay.
over.
Yeah.
This is the grave at night, just because that's the map I prepared. But this is just assume it's during the day.
Mhm.
I think everything's on the right layer.
Yeah, it's a teeny little place.
Gravy.
This is just the corner that the person is being buried in.
Okay.
It's not the whole thing.
Doors.
Is that the plot that's going to be used? The one that kind of
Yes.
looks open? Okay.
You can see it's in a more dilapidated one. Yeah, after you get there, the gravekeeper basically says, "Yeah, for the record, the gravekeeper is elvish. You should think, maybe half elvish. But if they are half elvish, they're very on the elvish side of looks. Looking man, maybe in his equivalent to the 40s, 50s. Hard to tell with elves. And he says, "Yeah, if something's gonna be going on tonight, I'd rather it be in the less cared for part." And the family agrees.
Right. And I guess some funding is needed.
In a little bit. Ground burials aren't as popular as they used to be. But we make do. And last little while we haven't had much chance to pay for repairs, so
I mean, hopefully if this gets sorted, then that could at least help.
that's what I'm hoping. That's part of why I agreed to this,
Alright.
But so what's your guys' plan? What can I do to lend a hand?
I guess we had some questions for you first.
Sure. Ray, go ahead and roll an investigation check in the meantime.
Saren's gonna wander off with Ray, actually, and leave Sabriel to ask the questions. Just
Okay.
looking for a good hiding spot with a good view.
Okay.
And
Go ahead and do another survival/investigation check.
Yeah. As they walk off, there's just a faint over, and it's like I might just ask you if there's anything you guys want to ask later. Okay.
Not really. Gravekeeper.
So I guess first off, how long has this been going on? From your perspective?
I couldn't tell you when the first time it happened was. It's not unusual for dogs to, come by a grave site, bury something up, especially if the caskets aren't very high quality.
When did it start becoming a problem then?
Same time as everyone else, about 2-3 weeks ago. It's been here and there for probably a year or two, been a slight uptick, but really significant. 2-3 weeks.
For a year or two, you think it could have been happening? Just less frequently?
More often it would be like maybe once every year or two we'd see it, but in the past year or two it's been probably closer to once every 3-4 months. I didn't really think much of it, but in retrospect it isn't super surprising.
Alright. Did you not have the means to look into it more before when it was less of a problem? Or
Again, didn't think much of it. It's some years are worse than others, but 3-4 times a year still isn't huge on my radar until you look in retrospect.
I suppose.
Plus, before then, they didn't start messing with the bodies, just digging up a coffin or two, having to just redo the soil.
Nods. Okay. Has there been? Have you noticed anything else visiting the area? Any odd peoples? Any even environmental effects or anything? More rain?
I've had 1 or 2 folks mention some kind of weird vibe to the area, but only when they come by, like in the really dark of night. I don't usually wander around graveyards at night. Doesn't matter how much we do. There's always going to be ghosts and the like.
You've never had any problems with things like undead during the daytime?
No, not during the daytime. We once, I think, had a poltergeist at night, but that wasn't even from our graveyard. Just they were angry at a family member who was buried here and came to wreak some havoc in response.
And
But that was like 9-10 years ago.
and fully sorted out.
Oh yeah, we just had a cleric come by and politely ask them to leave. Which, I'm not being sarcastic when I say that, they just asked them to leave, and the poltergeist said fine.
Huh. Okay.
It happens, some undead just having a bad day.
Right. Can't say I have the experience to know that, but I'll take your word.
You do this long enough, you hear about it. It's, most aren't raised by any terrible means, they just didn't cross over properly. But, yeah.
Has there been any notable or high-profile burials happening within the last few years?
Last year, yeah, we had one, I think. He was some sort of, I think he was a druid. Um, don't know how powerful they were, but when we buried their body, had a lot of flowers in a tree grow over their burial spots, so we just left the tree, and thankfully they were on the edge of the grave site, so we just shaped the walls to not have that be a problem.
Okay. Anyone else?
No, not really. I mean, the dead are always important to people who come to visit them, but that was the biggest burial we've had in the past year. Past 2 years, maybe.
What about particular families? Are there any that have a high preference for this place?
Oh, we'd mostly do gnomish burials. If you want to talk to different races, and several you might know this, but you could mention anyways. Because of the variety of religions and gods, natures, etc., the difference being less geographic in this setting, but more racial. It's not unusual for there to be burial sites for different races. So there are ones for elves, half elves, anyone who have said no to this Elderine and don't want to be reincarnated. There are gnomish burials, dwarvish burials, air burials, sky burials, fire, like burial by flame. There's everything around here. It's a far more varied business than we see in our world, but the reason there's still just as many so much work put in is because undead are a fact, so it takes a lot more time to bury most bodies.
Just, but I mean more like specific last names or so.
We've got a few. It's not like we get one every week for any big family. Probably get one every couple of years for the most common, well-rounded up family, and even that's one singular family.
But are there
But,
any in large numbers in here?
I can show you a couple if you'd like. Here, just walk with me for a bit, and he walks you to a larger section of the graveyard. It seems there's a couple places that have like maybe like 100 meter by 100 meter. No, that's a bit too big. Maybe 40 meter by 60 meter sets of gravestones, as well as unmarked ones that are yet to be buried. There's a couple of those spread throughout the graveyard. It seems to be of similar families. Says most of these have been left untouched. Get the odd one here and there, but yeah.
Just, has there been any larger scale changes to this area at all? Any expansions? Any building of larger scale things like monuments or shrines?
No, more of the degradation of that one area I'm letting you guys use because I haven't really had the funds to patch it up yet.
And what about the ones who come here? Has there been any shifts with, like, I don't know, perhaps the style of coffin used or any
No.
small details?
Not that I can think of. We usually have our own caskets that we use here, and sometimes the family bring their own by request. And that's fine. As far as I could tell, all the ones that got buried and then redug up were recently dead, recently buried. I guess the only thing is, usually we have at least a couple of Genasi who were buried here, and no Genasi were dug up again.
At all?
But we've only also buried one Genasi in them since this all started, so.
It could just be luck. Has there... Is there any changes in business partners or other other ones in this kind of industry, like body preparation or?
No, only one I can think of is recently when the elves kind of looking around. Um, we have one we speak to, and we recommend them to because they work with elves who aren't particularly preferential to reincarnation. We usually send them that way, but that's the only new business partner we have. I can give you the name if you want.
Sure.
And,
I assume Sabriel has a notebook out too, just
yeah,
doing
yeah,
this.
of course. Just looking for the name because I did write down something to this effect. Did I not write a name? Oh, I did. Oh, here we go. The Balancing Burial is like the name, but it's a mausoleum.
Balancing burial mausoleum.
Yep. Yeah. Seems to be one who tends to cater towards non-religious elves and half-elves, basically trying to balance a lot of families that have non-elvish and elvish traditions at the same time. What they specialize towards. Trying to like make the peace between those two families.
Like that?
Yep.
Just for note takers.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how to spell the word mausoleum, but I think that's how it's spelled.
I right click auto corrected it, so I'm going to assume as
Okay.
well.
That's how it
Nods. Guys,
Yeah?
peanut gallery.
In the meantime, Ray and Saren, you don't find much in terms of interesting names. Ray specifically, the names you're looking at, they're not particularly well taken care of. The name of the open casket is freshly carved in,
Mhm.
but the rest are mostly faded by time. You might be able to make out one or two if you do like charcoal rubbing or something. Saren, the best you really find is either behind the wall or up a tree, kind of like Mercury was mentioning.
Alright.
Excuse me.
Then we'll stick with those. Does it look like she's gonna be able to get all of the party up the trees?
Yeah, they're pretty like healthy trees.
Okay.
Not super sizable, but there's enough limbs you could probably make a good place to sit. And there's a couple of them around here. You can see on like the edge of the map.
Sounds good. As for Peanut Gallery for interrogating the Gravekeeper,
I'm
I
not
have-
interrogating.
Okay, questioning,
Questioning.
whatever. Interviewing.
Scoping out.
I have no random stabs in the dark, and I do not feel like any of it is worth squirreling after further. So I don't have any suggestions or requests.
Dude's just working.
Say that again, sorry?
Dude's just working.
Yeah, I don't think he's behind it, just...
I feel like he might not know anything, or if he does know something, Conrad's waiting for us to ask just the right question, and we don't know what that is, and I cannot begin to guess what it is right now.
Okay.
If that's all.
Uh,
Sorry, I never got your name.
Oh, Sabriel.
Sabriel, and he goes to shake your hand. Yeah, if that's all, I think I'm gonna get things ready for this afternoon, this evening. Do you guys want me to leave you a space to sit so you can watch the goings on and keep an eye out?
Maybe just a small aside, though I can't guarantee we'd use it. Also,
Sure thing.
also for the record, you just I'm sorry. He just kind of bows to the handshake and said,
He nods aside. Don't worry, I'm not unused to it.
"Not you personally. He more than anything."
He'll give you like a pretty polite bow anyways. Bowing is pretty common in Elvish culture anyways, so. And he says, mind if I ask you a question, by the way?
He kind of looks and, sure. Only fair. I've asked you quite a few.
Yes. You are Elvish, right?
Nods.
Okay. Couldn't quite place it. You've got a interesting aura to you.
I get that a lot.
I can imagine why. You just kind of gives you a couple once over. It's like, oh, either way. Hope you guys figure things out. If you need anything, I'm happy to lend a hand. But if you're looking for some busy work, do you want to just help me clean up the area to make it look as presentable as possible?
Um, we're just going to finish looking around, but after that, I think we'd be okay with that. He kind of says more loud, looking over the group who might have walked back by now.
They're still scouting things around, but they probably heard you.
Alright, feign over.
But in the meantime, the other two, you guys deal with the car situation. It's one of those Mercury, as you're still like, getting your helmet off the bike. He gets off pretty quick. He basically leaves. He doesn't get off the bike. He steps out of the car. You follow closely behind the bike. Talks to you for like 30 seconds. Gets on the bike and he's like, all right, ready to go. Like it seems like they had some sort of arrangement beforehand.
That's no fun. Where is this place? I've never been here.
It's off the books, but it's an auto shop.
The moment the words "off the books" are uttered, you see the most mischievous grin cross Mercury's face. So, like, what kind of off the book?
Regret saying that.
As you guys kind of sit on the
Shouldn't have
bike,
said that. Should not have said that.
as you guys are hanging around on the bike, McKenny, you were talking to Ron. He just goes, "Hey, off the property. Don't want you guys hanging around here. Get out of here."
Yeah.
I'm leaving. We're going. Mercury will put her arm and her leg into the bike.
They watch you drive off and go to work on Roddy's vehicle.
Roddy, you notice. Well, Mercury basically shifts around to kind of look at you better. So, like... if
Very
I'm
clearly
looking-
not watching the road.
Yeah. So if I'm, like, looking for parts, would I go there?
Depends on what kind of parts you're looking for and what kind of a rate.
Roddy, you also know they work probably as a chop shop as well.
Yeah.
I know you. Will that get me a better rate?
Depends on who you talk to.
Who do you talk to?
Rodrigo.
Is he a brother?
No.
Roddy,
Just
Roddy,
coincidence.
Is he your Spanish clone?
No.
What the hell's a Spanish?
I don't
We
know.
work with
What's
what
the closest
we've
thing?
Closest thing to Spanish as opposed to Mexican. Probably a very specific type of elf that I can't think of right now.
I don't know. Whatever. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
water genasi fellow, you can't miss him.
Good to know. No.
Very good with an Allen wrench.
Mercury has a very excited look on her face that
Oh,
you can
no.
kind of see through the helmet.
Mostly. But a little bit later, you guys make it to the graveyard. It seems the very, very beginnings of the burial are starting to take place. If you guys would like to kind of like arrange yourself, you're free to. It's happening kind of in this. Well, hold on. That's map layer. There we go. Object tokens. It's happening in this kind of area. So wherever you guys want to organize yourselves, you're free to.
Out of curiosity, Conrad, it was Roddy's first time on the bike. How does it feel for him?
Like a normal bike. It doesn't seem to react particularly strongly to Roddy.
Does he get wind resistance?
Usual do.
Interesting.
Yeah. To be fair, most people do. It's very unusual people don't.
Oh, I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, it keeps the passengers, plural, wind resisted.
I thought Saren
Neat.
wasn't.
Yeah, Saren wasn't.
Yep, it's very unusual that they're not, and Saren was not.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, I didn't know that.
Well, the bike did talk to Saren too, so
Yeah,
Yep.
the bike did like Saren.
Small side note. Separate wanted to go find that tree from the druid that was talked about.
Sure. You get directed towards it if you ask about it. It is a very tall and strong oak tree for only being buried about a year ago. Like unreasonably so. It's kind of on the like the southeastern edge, sorry, southwestern edge, which is just a bit west and north of you guys right now. It is a large, probably 15, 20-foot tall tree with like long spanning branches that seems to not grow any acorns, but provide a lot of shade and cover to the nearby area.
Hmm.
And it seems to be absolutely thriving in the early spring.
That tree's got to be fun in the fall.
Oh yeah,
All the leaves.
like a sneeze of leaves on the ground. Yeah.
He's gonna walk over and just like put a hand on it and just kind of look up at it.
It does seem to be like warmer than a tree normally is. Yeah. Other than that, that was pretty normal, strong tree. Good health.
He might have asked the gravekeeper when he was getting directed, like, what race the druid was.
The druid probably would have been wood elf. No, not a wood elf. Half elf, but descended from wood elves.
Okay. So, like, I guess religiously or spiritually or whatever, would like
It's hard to say. Druids are technically spiritual.
okay.
And sometimes it overtakes the elven religions, especially when it's a druid, especially when it's a half elf. It's hard to say.
Is the idea that the spirit might be in some way influencing the tree or anything out of left field, or
It's not unusual, but it wouldn't be any kind of able to be communicated with outside of what a druid could do.
yep, okay,
It's not like the sun tree.
yeah, no, that I wasn't expecting it to be. Just,
Yeah, just for scale.
yeah, he just puts a hand on it and just
Like it might have like roots that won't grow into other grave sites. It might stay in good health. It may offer a minor resistance to any kind of scavenging animals, but clearly not enough. Other than that, no big deal. No big difference.
not reasonably expecting anything out of it though. Sat with his hand, just like I think you're filling the role of some sort of guardian here. You're doing a job very well. Just if you could do your best to look after us tonight. Pat.
You can roll a D100 if you'd like.
All right.
I'll say a 90 or above, you get a response of some kind.
89. Can I guidance?
No, sorry. Not an ability check. That was pure luck.
Yep.
Yeah, the tree remains standing strong in the setting sun, or not quite setting sunlight, but dipping sunlight.
The best I can do is hope that means it hurt me, but there's no response. He'll turn around and just return to the group.
Yep. And you guys can perch up wherever you'd like to. Yeah. So where's everyone place themselves on the map? You're free to do so.
Standing under the tree off to this side, way over here.
Right into the tree right by Saren.
Sure. Anyone who's trying to stay quiet as they do so, go ahead and roll a stealth check. If I can just get Roddy and Cyber on the map too, there we go.
Mercury's in the tree, in this one.
Side note, did Sabriel ever get those spells from Mercury?
What do you mean by spells, by the way?
Ring of Spell Storing.
Ah,
No.
No?
No, you wouldn't have.
Okay.
Unless you asked.
He did ask, I put it in the chat.
I will say generally rings of spell storing can only store your spells.
I asked you about that before, and you said that was not the case.
Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, I just couldn't remember if I mentioned it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry. So if you ask before, then that's fine.
my understanding is generally just like that's how normal rings of spell storing work. So.
Okay, yeah, if that's the case, then go ahead.
I remember excitedly talking to you about the fact that he would have access to the druid spell list through Mercury, and you didn't say anything against that.
Yeah, just my memory.
Yep, and that's fine. So basically, the day he came and visited Mercury in those 4 days, he might have just asked that Mercury maybe like prepare 2 spells for him and just cast them for him, if that's okay.
If it was in the time before, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, explicitly in those like 4 days beforehand. Wait, he might have just like stopped by for a little bit to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Which 2 spells are they?
Do absorb elements and detect poison and disease.
Okay, sounds good. Alright, so Roddy, let's get you on the map as well.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just typing out something in the dock.
That's okay.
Where on the map?
Wherever you'd like to post up all the barrels going on.
Probably go right around here.
Sure thing.
That
Okay,
corner
and if
here.
you are hiding over there, feel free to roll stealth check. If not, you can just maintain where you are.
He'll hide a bit.
Sure,
So-
then roll stealth check.
Roll
Doesn't hurt.
stealth check.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Bah. 7.
Okay. Yeah, you keep yourself at least out of sight as much as you can.
Yeah. Fully just
But,
gotta help somewhat, right?
It'll make it easier. Probably. Maybe.
Probably.
This is what you assume it'll do. Alright. So, as you guys kind of sit, keep an eye out, but also watch the burial itself. You guys are free to make perception checks if you'd like. But it goes off pretty much peacefully. There's crying, there's a small service. How much it moves you all is up to you. The Gnomish family
Might
is...
theory.
The family is a very emotional and genuine one. But
Okay,
also, it was an
Sabrill's
older-
very teary.
but it was an older family member. They passed peacefully. It seems they don't particularly care in what kind of low shape the surrounding areas. And Sarah in a performance check.
Tears.
Okay, Sarah's crying a bit.
Yep. Just trying to hold it back, but nope. Not on a
Yep,
6.
Sabrill hands a Kleenex over.
Pushes it away.
You guys kind of watch together as it seems to be a small kid of maybe 5-10 years old throws the last of the handfuls of dirt onto the casket. Gets kind of carried away by their mother as they kind of start to tear up a bit more.
Sabrill puts the Kleenex to Saren again.
She shoves his hand this time.
We can look well with tears in the eyes.
Not saying a thing.
But as the family files out, they speak with the gravekeeper a little bit. One of them kind of goes up to you, Mercury. One of the younger ones just goes, "Did you know Grandpa pretty well?"
I didn't know, but
Are you one of the? Are you a spirit? Can everyone else see her? They start looking around for like anyone who sees you, and everyone else kind of distracted otherwise. Don't worry, I'll keep your secret if you want.
you promise?
I'll try. I'm kind of bad at keeping promises sometimes, but I will try.
I'll tell you a secret. And Mercury will kind of sit down and cross her legs. I'm here to make sure your grandpa can rest.
Okay. I know when I was younger, I used to sing to him when he was having trouble sleeping, so maybe try singing to him.
I will. When
Okay.
everybody goes, I'll make sure that your grandpa gets to sleep, okay?
Okay, good. Well, bye, spirit lady.
Goodbye, little one.
They totter off, and you get a couple smiles from the parents when the kid kind of walks up and they see you, and maybe a small wave.
And she'll just kind of wave back.
And the graveskeeper helps the family file out. There's a couple people who stay behind and ask you to give them a bit of privacy as they speak to the gravestone, Mercury. But they leave pretty quickly, and by the time the sun is setting, it's the gravekeeper kind of steps up to all of you and says, "Well, I'm gonna go turn in for the night. Anything that you guys have noticed to be worried about yet, or
Did Sabrill get anything on that 21?
not really? It was pretty peaceful."
She said, quiet, almost surprisingly so.
Like I said, most things don't happen till the sun sets, so keep an eye out.
We will.
Mercury is already in the tree.
So anyone who hasn't already rolled a stealth check, go ahead and roll a stealth check and put yourself wherever you're going to be posting up.
Technically, Saren was standing beneath the tree. Would climbing the tree require a new one, or do we keep the old?
I'm going to maintain the stealth check, unfortunately.
Okay.
Mercury is going to wave to Sarah and ask her, basically, come in this tree.
I I was kind of hoping those who needed to be up close would be on that tree. Roddy,
Yeah.
you cover distance pretty quick, but not as quick as I do. Do you want to go over to
Yeah.
where Mercury is?
Sure. And he's
I-
going to.
If anything
Over
shows
here.
up, I can run pretty fast. Sabrail's at range. Ray, whatever you're comfortable with.
Man, good enough.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with.
Oh
this
damn, I
tree.
got a 20. Sepra's wearing black, so he blends in pretty well, I guess.
But especially, yeah, so each of you begin to hide up. Mercury usually would be pretty good stealth, having starry skin on a night sky, but it seems to be a cloudy day, so it stands out just a touch. Saren and Roddy kind of, they're a little bit visible, not super, but you guys think you'll be okay. Is everyone up in a tree, or is anyone not?
Sabrail's.
Right just at the trunk of that tree.
Okay, keeping low to the ground. Yay? Keeping low to the ground?
Oh, I said yeah.
Alright. So, you guys sit, watch, wait. Anyone who hasn't already rolled a perception check, roll a perception check.
Perception check.
Yep.
All
My god,
right.
Saren.
Yeah, I'm having a day.
So Sepra's
You're having
21
a
carry
day.
through, or?
Yeah, yours will carry through.
17.
Okay. So, anyone who rolled above a 10, you guys will notice at first, but Sabriel, you by far, your position happens to be just very good. Distantly, maybe about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, by the time you guys are starting to get a little bit tired. You can see it's not quite a full moon out, but it's pretty close. And in the light of the moon, you see, just about the same time, you hear a very distant howl of wolves or canines of some kind. They sound off. And in the moonlight, these very, very faintly glowing eyes start to saunter this way through the night. Step, step, almost like wavering as they walk.
Sabriel basically fang bangs everyone.
Over there, that way, coming. Yep. You guys see it mostly coming from the southeast. And you can see as well, there's one set of eyes that is further off the ground. A little bit taller. And as they get closer and pass out of the moonlight, a set of wolves, led by one massive jackal. The jackal is maybe 8-9 feet from floor to shoulder. The wolves about half the size, but long low to the ground, and each of these have these like tears dripping from their eyes. The wolves having these blue ones. The jackal with this gold tears. I'll show the images for each of them. The wolves each as well have a small moon shape on their forehead.
Yep, that's that artist.
Yep. And the jackal stands tall, ears perked. As they enter the graveyard, you see it happens to the jackal first. Their eyes go from this soft, vague ember light in the distance to this bright glow. And though you can almost sense that they can't see anything, you see them lock eyes with you, Sabriel. And this howl rings throughout. As the wolves echo it, all of you feel this energy rise from the graves, and almost suffocating, especially on you, Sabriel, as something is appeared here, some kind of either spirit, entity, energy, influence, you're not sure of what kind, has entered this graveyard alongside these creatures. And as the howling continues, what do you guys do?
hold. I am
Yeah.
holding until something
Hold in action.
happens.
Is Aaron in the tree with Sapril?
Yeah.
She sees that he's shaking.
Right. She's gripping the hilt of the longsword. She hasn't activated it yet, but she will as soon as anything makes a wrong move.
Okay. Moving slowly, each of the creatures begin to kind of spread out, fan out a bit. A couple of the wolves on this side move this way. One in the back kind of takes almost a point position. This one is actually going to start sniffing around near you, Ray. Not attacking, just kind of sniffing up and down near you. As the jackal kind of makes its way towards the open grave. Step. Step. You can see the tears pooling behind it, and as they hit the ground, almost like sparkling a little bit, then seeping into the dirt. Where they do land, you see the grass seem to actually grow brighter.
Saren's gonna feign to Sabriel and probably to one of those on the other side, probably Mercury. Can you get a good picture of any of this on your phones to send into Glimmerscale?
Mercury will try.
Okay. You can manage a pretty good one through the foliage. You guys can also tell, these things all know where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever magic seems to cover their eyes, it seems that they're able to sense you, either with it or through some other means. For all you know, it could be through smell. But as the canines all spread out, and Ray, this one, kind of levels its eyes directly, looking into yours. The tears kind of falling off the snout and onto the ground in front of you. One lands on your leg. It's cold, cold tears. It just sniffs you up and down.
She's gonna try and just cup some in her hand.
You do so, and there is a distinctly magical feel to these tears as they kind of begin to pool in your hands. As you pool it, the wolf actually leans into your hands, starts drinking out of them.
The wolf change at any point, or is he just drinking the water?
It's peaceful, but roll animal handling check.
Oh. Okay.
This is more for knowledge than actual action, don't worry.
That.
You can tell enough from the body language of the wolf that it isn't aggressive, but it's cautious. It is also large. It's maybe as long as you are tall.
Is it actively sniffing?
Right now it's drinking, but it was sniffing you up and down.
But like, even when it was walking up, was it actively sniffing to get aware of its surroundings, or was it just like aware of its surroundings, like it could see?
Go ahead and roll me a perception or an insight check.
Cool. Oh my god, insight.
It did seem to be sniffing, as far as you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear much breath coming from it, though. You do notice.
If she puts her hand just a little higher up while it's
And as soon as you
drinking.
move quickly, it almost flinches, and you see the hackles raise, and one of the wolves start just looking your way cautiously.
Lower movement. Does she feel any breath coming out of the nose?
As it kind of leans its nose in to breathe, you do, but it's not like a snuffling. It's like once every 30 or 40 seconds you feel a singular breath.
Huh.
But as it begins to move on, the two start sniffing at the tree that you two are sitting in. One checks out Roddy, and one goes to check out Mercury, as well as this one just kind of seems to settle and start peeing on the gravestone bottom left. And the jackal begins digging up the coffin.
There's a vein everywhere. What do we do? What do we do?
Sure,
Just-
stop it.
Stay in position. We're not attacking, and we don't know what magic these have yet. There's no sense in doing that.
Seems skittish.
Can we scare
So
them
let's
off?
not. I highly doubt we're gonna scare them off. From what I can gather, Anubis is not something to be trifled with.
Can Ray try something?
Go for it.
The one jackal at the foot of the tree, she sort of just rolls over onto her back. Even if it's looking up the tree, can she just move a hand up quickly?
And see how they react?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, are you attempting to get any specific reaction, or just out of curiosity?
Curiosity.
Okay. You do so kind of slowly raised on your back, and you see it not quite turn its head to you, but you see its ears twist kind of towards you a bit. And as you suddenly jolt your hand, it instinctively growls and bites at your wrist. And it is an aggressive bite.
Pull back.
It is going to make an attack roll against you, basically.
Okay. Ray's gonna go. This is gonna hurt.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yep. And as you guys see this like snarling bite occur, you watch as that moon on their forehead flashes, and you take an additional 2 radiant damage.
1.
And with that, you see all the wolves immediately alarm set off, and unless anyone does anything, immediately following. Anything?
Sabril's just gonna start praying and cast blast if he can.
Okay, who are you casting blast on?
Himself, Sarah, and Ray.
Okay.
Well, I did say I was holding the ignition of the blade, so I guess that zoop up.
As you do so, you actually see the blue moon on this wolf's
Right.
forehead fade and turn to a simple white.
Yeah, because I have sunlight in
Indeed, you do.
a 15-foot bright and 15-foot dim radius around me, so for 30 feet around me, sunlight.
Yep. For the purpose of this, only the bright light is what matters.
Okay then.
I was holding an action, if that helps.
Which action? If it cannot be a spell, because holding a spell, if it does not occur within that singular turn, the spell slot is wasted.
No, actually. It was basically to turn on the taser.
Yep. You activate it very quickly.
What kind of damage was the bite? Was that piercing?
Yes, piercing damage. I didn't even realize I
Yeah.
write that in. I'll add that right now, my apologies.
Right.
Alright. But with that, I'm going to have everyone roll initiative.
There's a very loud curse from the direction of Mercury.
Oh.
I fucking told you!
And as the first drops of blood drop from your wrist onto the ground,
Fuck.
I need everyone to roll me a wisdom save as you begin to hear this wailing sound of spirits crying in the night.
Ugh.
Oh,
Ugh. God, I'm not rolling
if
well.
if anyone has anything versus fear, this is a fear effect.
Remember your bless guys, just in case.
how many of
I
us are
don't
blessed?
have it.
Sarah and Ray and Zabril.
Okay.
And we are missing Mercury's wisdom save.
No.
Oh, there we go, 21.
21.
Alright, so in this case, actually only Roddy fails.
Yep.
Roddy, you are considered frightened. There is no specific target, you are just frightened, and are dealing with the
Just
effect as
frightened.
such. Yes.
And attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight.
Yep. So always assume that, wow, nice rolls. Always assume that the target is within line of sight.
Fine.
Alright. But, with that, Saren, you activate the blade and it is your turn. What is the first thing you're doing?
Jump down from the tree and attack the fluffy wolf that's biting Ray.
Okay, go for it.
Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything about what I can do. I can do d6 with telekinetic strike on once on each turn. I'm level 3, so 1 attack. Okay, I know what I'm doing. So, that's a 17 to hit, 10 slashing damage.
That will... Yeah, that will most certainly hit. And take a sizable swipe out of the side of the wolf.
Yep,
So a total
that
of 12
is-
damage?
Yep, 2 of which is force damage.
Okay. You slice across the wolf's flank, and more of those tears and blood intermingling drip out of the side, and already this wolf is looking very, very, very hurt.
Sorry, it's gone bad. And that's gonna be it for her.
Okay? Sabriel.
Sabril is going to action cast Mind Sliver on the wolf below him.
Go for it.
Should we have combat music going?
I have the creepy playlist going.
Oh, okay.
It's just at the end of a song, so it's quiet.
Mhm.
Yep. Where's intelligence? There we go. Yeah. Saving throw. D3, D4, subtract. Okay. Yeah. You see the wolf cringe at the. What does Sabriel's mind sliver look like or do in your mind?
Honestly, it just he just kind of makes a motion, and there was just like a kind of light, and then it and echoes onto like the nearby head or something.
Okay. As it does so, you see the wolf kind of cringe away from it, and like its eyes close in like a look of almost pain and shock. It's like all the fur stands on end.
Sorry. And then bonus action. Healing word on Ray. Ugh.
So Ray, 4 HP. Actually, as you summon the healing word, you bring up the magic, and it's not nearly as powerful as it should be. You will instead heal 2 HP. Ray.
There's
So,
a
as Cyber, you can feel the magic come out of your hand, and then it just like almost like falters, like a dissonant note.
and there's this and immediately there's a feign over. I can't heal as well.
It's fine. It's fine.
He sounds very scared. That's his turn.
Right, Mercury.
So, the rules for wild shape, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, it can't have a fly speed and it can't have a swim speed, right?
Correct.
Are there any other limitations?
CR.
Depends on yeah,
By the challenge rating.
So,
So what kind of animal are you trying to turn into?
a giant spider.
Giant
Go on.
spider? I believe there is a specific type of spider you can do, yes.
Out of CR1, if I recall correctly, I did that wrong with Xenia.
I think maybe CR half at Mercury's level.
Yeah, but I don't know if she can turn into CR half.
Click your wild shape ability, Ray.
Oh,
Mercury.
shoot. No, actually, I've got something different. Never mind.
Okay.
Mercury's gonna pretty much tap herself and, change
Okay.
into that.
Okay. Alright, and I will leave the constellations. There we go. Alright, so that was your action to do so. What are you doing as a bonus action?
Question. Is that
Yes.
10 feet of bright light considered starlight, not moonlight?
I'm just considering it light for the sake of this.
Okay.
It is technically starlight. I'm not going to be making a distinction between stars being technically suns. Not in this case.
I'm just wondering for the thing with them, with the aspect of the moon.
Yep. They are currently in moonlight. It seems to have no different effect.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, calling out for a bonus action to talk. Basically,
It doesn't
calling
cost a
out-
bonus action. As long as it's not
okay.
a long conversation, you can just talk.
No, I just want to call out in Celestial. Just
What are you saying?
stop,
Okay, roll an animal handling check.
so they understand Celestial. Nice.
Possibly. Okay. You do see the wolves actually give you like a cocked head kind of look as you do so, but at a bark from the jackal, they return back to their position.
Mercury's gonna turn her attention onto the jackal and try calling out specifically to it.
Go ahead and roll a secondary animal handling check. This will take your bonus action to do the second one, though.
That's fair. She's basically just going to ask, please stand down.
Okay.
We're not here to hurt, we're here to just observe. Not good. Not good.
You will know the reaction when it gets to the jackal's turn.
Yeah.
Right. Any kind of movement?
Climbing a bit higher into the tree.
Yep, you are currently outside the biting range, as far as you can tell, so no attack opportunity. You're about 10 feet off the ground.
Somewhere where she can see better, so she can do the, the fucking...
Any higher will lessen your vantage point, just because there'll be more foliage.
Okay, then stay where she is, then, so she can do the arrows.
Okay, yeah, you're about 7-8 feet off the ground right now.
Nice.
Alright, Ray, you are not quite prone, but it'll take like 5 feet to get up.
Action disengage. Movement. Can I climb the tree, or do I need to use something for that?
It is just movement, but go ahead and make an athletics check.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics. Unless you were doing some specific kind of maneuver to try to use acrobatics, is athletics.
I'm gonna try and jump from like sort of branch to branch, just doing hopping motions.
Okay. DC 13 acrobatic check.
21.
Yeah, you comfortably hop up the tree. Did you want to use your action or your bonus action for that disengage?
Action, bonus action, sweep.
Okay. Lay of the land, single sweep your eyes. Okay, search action, get advantage. Okay, go ahead and make a perception and or investigation check. If
Okay.
you'd like, you could also use survival. Each one will give you different answers.
22.
Investigation. Okay. Looking closely at each of the canines, this one below you is very hurt and seems very much weakened by the sunlight coming off of Saren's blade. You do notice that despite the jackal being just barely outside of the dim light range, it seems to have no problem being close to the dim light. You could make whatever guess you'd like from that. Additionally, the jackal has a collar around his neck. You cannot read it from here as the words are facing the bottom of his neck, but it does have a collar and it is in good shape.
Okay, feign about the collar, and feign just not to kill any of the dogs.
Okay.
Okay.
So, that is all from Ray. Go ahead and put yourself in that tree. You're kind of on like a hanging, weak branch right now. You're not sure how long it'll last.
Okay.
So, alright, Roddy.
Right. He's going to jump down.
Yep.
He's going to rage as a bonus action.
Okay.
Fair enough, right? And he's going to... Yeah, he's going to reckless with
Okay,
the
go for it.
kinetic siege bat at the one right beside him.
Yeah, go for it.
So this would just be a normal roll since he's frightened.
No, it'd be advantage. You have reckless.
Frightened.
Frightened.
Oh yeah, but you are frightened. That's right.
So it'd just be a normal roll.
Yep.
So, kinetic siege bat. Fuck.
Yeah.
Me!
With that like dropping motion from the tree, your bat almost gets caught on a branch, and the second branch, and a third branch, and slows it enough that the dog manages to like dip its head out of the way. At the end of your
Not
turn,
having a fun encounter.
it's the first round.
I don't like this.
At the end of your turn, go ahead and make a wisdom check versus that. Sorry, wisdom save versus that fear.
Frightened.
Yeah.
Alright. Motherfucker!
It is
Come
the
on.
first. It is the first round.
I hate it.
All right. So, with that, the jackal turns to you, Mercury, and in Celestial will respond. And with this like rolling, growling, like broken voice, like it was not built for whatever it's doing right now, tongue lolling out of its mouth, it just says to you that there are no witnesses to our work. If you wish to leave, we'll allow you. But that is all. For now, though, you witness what you wish, and they're going to use their Call of the Moon. So, every single one of you, go ahead and make a charisma saving throw, as the wolves beneath your feet begin to howl with this horrible, discordant melody.
Okay, thank God.
Sabriel, make sure you have your bless.
Yep.
14.
Alright. So, Ray, Sabriel, and Mercury. You are currently stunned until the end of your next turn.
Yep.
Alright. That being said, Mercury, you're too far up in the tree. Sabriel, so are you.
Blesses me
Saren,
on.
so yep, because it's incapacitated, yep. And... Roddy, did you skip that? You did.
Yeah.
But
17.
they have advantage because of fear, right?
What?
Because you're frightened. They have advantage on their attacks or no?
No, he just has
No, I
disadvantage.
just have disadvantage.
Okay. So I can never remember how that one works.
You can mouse over it.
I don't have it on my DM sheets.
That's only something
Alright.
on player sheets.
Yeah.
So the wolf is going to try to effectively knock you prone with a shove action. So it's just going to be strength. So go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics versus the shove action.
Okay. Athletics.
Technically with advantage, but you pass anyways.
Yeah.
This wolf, you see just dart to your side, and it is going to attempt to take a rolling pounce at you.
Do that.
So make a dexterity saving throw for me, Roddy.
Okay, give me a second. Danger sense gives me advantage on dexterity saving throws.
This is no current surprise to you.
Oh, God damn it. Can I retcon? Not retcon. Can I mulligan?
What are you trying to mulligan?
I have a thing that lets me add to saving throws. I forgot about it.
Okay, would it have been enough to make... What
Yes.
is the thing? Is it like a reaction, or...
20.
Sorry, is it, Devin, is it like a reaction, or is
I've
it like
clicked
a...
it in the chat.
Oh, there. Wait a second. There we go. Does not
Nope.
require a reaction, so sure, yeah.
Yep. Alright. Let's back up. Never mind.
Alright, yes, you guys maintain bless, and Sabriel, you run out stunned. Okay. Yeah, so the wolf basically tries to grab at your shoulder, Roddy, and twist you to the ground. As soon as it gets a bite on your shoulder, though, you dip, and it just kind of like flings itself over and like circles itself back around.
Right.
But you do have two growling wolves at your feet. Sarah.
Right.
Alright, Sarah's got no idea what Growly Wolf over there, Growly Jackal said. She's got a
You guys
weapon from-
did recognize whatever the jackal said as some sort of language.
Yeah,
Wait,
but-
did Ray understand that?
It was Celestials, yeah.
Yeah!
Yep. Several would as well.
But Sarah, what are you doing?
I am gonna go ahead and try to hit this wolf. I'm not particularly trying to kill it, but,
Yep.
it seems like a problem.
Go for it. Still with the sword?
Yep, that's a 12 to hit.
The 12, that is enough to hit, and enough... So what are you doing to basically finish that wolf?
Instead of slashing, she turns it around and hits with the pommel of it.
Okay. As you do so, you see the kind of sunlight flash in the eyes of the wolf, and it here very suddenly stop. And then you guys watch as the wolf almost immediately just emaciates and like skin and bones, and just keels over, very, if not dead, very likely close to it. But that wolf is taken care of.
She can call over. I don't think I can keep them alive. Roddy, do you need help?
A little bit.
Okay. And she's just gonna... Guys, stay safe, and just 40 feet over to roughly there. She can't get all the way.
You as well.
Okay. So you watch as each of the eyes of the creatures that you pass by, their eyes immediately blink out, except for the jackal, whose eyes only one seems to blink out. But
Okay.
they are still aware and moving as creatures.
Yep. Alright.
Right. Abiel?
That's all.
Alright. Sabriel.
Let me check. It's 60 feet. Sabriel is going to. He's gonna stay up in the tree.
Okay.
Let's see. He's going to do distance spell.
Okay.
Spare the dying on the wolf near the base.
Okay. You do so, and you sense that the wolf is already dead.
Okay. Should, very close to.
Yeah, like I said, it is. If it is not dead, it is very close to it. It is
Okay.
dead. Unfortunately, Saren's passive medicine is not high enough to know by itself.
Sabriel's looking at. Okay. That. Yeah.
You still got an action.
No, I don't. That was my action.
It's a cantrip. Bonus action.
I'm a spellcaster, nothing else.
That's why it's a bonus action.
I don't have anything to do as an action, is what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll use spare the dying as an action. Bonus action, healing word again on Ray.
As before, still rounding up. 3 HP, Ray. Ray, you can feel as the magic is trying to take hold on you. It's having troubles, but it is still working a little bit. At the very least, the blood has stopped at your wrist.
Okay, it's appreciated, Zebra.
By the way, Sabriel, I will just remind you, you did hear the wolf talk. You kind of noticed that Saren didn't understand it, if you'd like to mention things.
Okay, then he'll just kind of relay the translation over Fane of what it said.
Okay. Mercury. Mercury?
I'm stunned.
You are. Okay. So at the end of your turn, you are no longer stunned. Alright, with that, Ray.
Stunned.
Are you also stunned?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Roddy, you've been given the translation. You are frightened. What are you doing?
I know I'm frightened, so I'm just gonna try and take another
Alright, at which one?
reckless.
The one that attacked you was to the right.
To the right, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna go for an attack on that one.
Go for it.
This sucks.
Yeah, that will most certainly hit. And is that force damage including, or is that
Can
not
I-
in the roll already?
That's
The plus 2 is
including.
addition, right? Total of
Plus 3,
13.
plus 2.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that wolf is immediately very hurt, and with like a yelp, it gets basically shoved to the side and a bit closer to the Saren's sunlight, which it's not happy about.
Yeah.
Right. Anything else?
Oh wait, upon a critical hit, this weapon deals an additional 1d8. Wait.
Yep. But it also deals the con damage all the time.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh.
So nothing else.
Nothing else.
Okay. Go ahead and make a wisdom save.
All right, make that wisdom save.
Being in the
Okay.
sunlight, you have advantage on the save.
Being in the sunlight, I have advantage. All right, cool.
As a note, the reason it was mentioned earlier because the part of the rule is after you're already frightened.
10, motherfucker.
All right. Next up is the jackal. Which actually does that have a hit? No, they have the same dex. I'll just put the jackal first. All right. You see, Saren, that it notes you as being a significant
Wait,
part.
actually, could I use inspiration for that? As my
Do it.
mulligan.
As the wisdom save, yeah, you can reroll that one if you'd like.
Yeah. Still with advantage.
You're just rerolling one of the dice.
Okay. Oh, come on, big
So you need to get a.
motherfucker. All right.
Yep. Sorry. So, Saren, you see the jackal note you as being a problem.
Yep.
And it just kind of saunters its way towards you, and you hear it like almost under its breath saying something. Those who can't understand it, you basically hear it muttering a curse of some kind. And as its jaws fill with this gray energy, it takes a bite towards your throat.
Okay. Oh, that hits. I am going to use my reaction for protective field to mitigate some of that damage.
Okay.
1d6, so 4 damage less.
Does it specify which damage you can reduce?
No, just in general. I can go ahead and click it if you'd like.
If you'd like, you can choose to reduce the necrotic.
Oh wait, it's
Because the
reduced
necrotic has a special effect.
number rolled plus my intelligence modifier. So that's plus 3. I negate 7 damage, so that could be all necrotic.
Okay. So in that case, no need to roll the Constitution saving throw, because it is only relevant to the necrotic.
Nice. Alright, I'm 9 down, but
Yep.
I just throw up a hand and there's this of energy that crackles around the bite. Not enough to stop the piercing, but enough to...
You see as almost that cloud of gray energy stays behind as the jaw continues to push through that energy and grab not quite onto the throat, but deep into the shoulder. And the wolves will then begin to move. The one at your feet, Mercury, takes like a bunch of steps backwards, and then takes a running leap up towards you, and is going to attempt to use rolling pounce on you.
Would that
You are
be
no
a-
longer stunned, so you can make the save.
I can make the save.
Yeah, you are no longer stunned because the end of your turn has already passed, so you are perfectly functional.
Would that not be an opportunity attack and move to out of range?
No, she's more than 7 feet up in the tree. So she's outside of range, but so is it. Alright, is your saving throw the same as your check?
No.
No? Like, is it the same bonus, I mean?
Oh, never mind, yeah.
So you are basically pulled down from the tree and currently prone, as well as
Huh?
grappled. But that is what that wolf does. These two are each going to make an attack on Roddy, and because they have pack tactics, they will be making it with advantage. Okay, Roddy, each of those hit you, I'm pretty sure. But as they are not in moonlight, you do not take any radiant damage. John? Hello?
John? John? Huh.
It seems he cannot hear us.
Type in the chat. There we go. Oh, both of us at the same time.
That's alright. Oh,
There's some
hey,
sound.
send him a message. John, did you walk out for a second?
Yeah. Sorry, I had to walk out for
Sorry.
something.
Yep, just next time drop a little thing in the chat. You were attacked twice by those 2 bites.
Oh, okay.
So, all that's habit for you because it's just piercing, right?
Yep.
Alright, so you take a total of 12 damage. No radiant because you are in the sunlight.
Cool.
Alright, let me just check something. Alright. And Saren, as your turn begins, you see the tears coming from the jackal pool towards your feet. So, at the current turn, you cannot be healed by any healing magic.
Alright. Okay. Healing magic.
Yes, specifically magic. That includes potions that are of a magical variety as opposed to an alchemical one.
Second wind, however, is okay?
Second wind is a martial ability, you're fine.
Yep, okay. If I were to use it, right now, I'm kind of thinking I want to even out the playing field a little bit. You know that
Okay.
talisman you gave me?
I don't quite recall it, but I'm sure you do.
You kept the summons on it, though we never really got around to discussing
Yes.
potential changes. Do you have
Yes, I did
sheets
forget
for
about that.
those?
What type of creature was it again?
There were 2.
2? Which one are you looking to summon?
I'm a little torn. One is really cool, the other feels very thematic given Anubis and everything.
I'll leave it up to you to check which one I have available, because I think I have a lot of sheets available. I can't remember if I picked that one in or not.
Okay, I'm gonna say whichever sheet you might have available between Phase
I
Spider,
don't remember what the 2 are.
Phase Spider or Giant Scorpion. That's why I was gonna tell you.
I think the giant scorpion I have ready.
Alright,
Uh,
let's do Giant Scorpion if you have it.
Yep, I didn't make a token for it, because I forgot to do that, but I do have a sheet for it.
Oh, no.
Probably not too much longer, Sky. This fight probably won't last very long. No, is it not going to... I'm dragging it on, so I'm hoping it works, but it does not seem to be. I think my dragging sheets on for this game is broken, which is very frustrating.
Ooh.
Yeah, my dragging on is broken. Okay, I think I can pull up a token that I have saved, but you'll just have to find the sheet online.
Okay. I got it. Or I will, in a second. 'Cause I have a book.
Is the Tears of the Nile the jackal or just jackal?
Yeah, it's Jackal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, question on how this works because my talisman does not specify it. Does it move on my turn or does it have its own initiative?
It moves on your turn.
Can it move immediately?
Apologize if
after
anyone is... Sorry. What?
Summoned. Can it move immediately after
Yes,
being summoned?
Yeah.
I wanted to summon it right here.
Just trying to drag... Why can't I drag anything on in this game?
I see 2 tokens right now.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I see a dark one here and I see a light one here.
Hold on, I will refresh, because I actually don't
I see
do
that
this.
as well.
Yep.
Yep, I will refresh real fast. Give me a second. That's really weird. Watch I come in and the sheet's working too. What is with this game and the sheets? It's very odd.
At any rate, this is gonna be fun.
Yep, scorpions are mean.
Yep. It's gonna focus on this main enemy right here. All 3 attacks. I'm just gonna roll the d20s plus 4 to hit on each one. 2 claws, 1 tail. So let me just get those.
It's on the jackal you're attacking, right? Just gonna start refreshing, I can't see if you...
Yeah. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, do you guys still see those tokens?
What the heck? Hold on.
Oh, there
Yep.
we go. Now I see one. But I only see that one.
I see
So
2.
strange. Well, I refreshed and 1 appeared, so better than nothing.
Damn. I'm not sure any of those hit.
Hold on, I don't see the rolls yet.
I've got 14, 11, and 7.
I believe a 14 will hit.
Okay, that was one of the claws. That is
Yeah, 14 will hit.
our 1d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage, and the target is grappled, escape DC 12.
Okay, interesting.
So 7 bludgeoning damage.
Go. 7 bludgeoning, alright. And grappled, right?
Yes.
Alright. So,
And you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and use her action surge, and she's gonna make an attack as well.
okay. So, you guys hear from the wolf's mouth as you see it get struck. It just howls out in Celestial that you have chosen death, it seems. Sir, you don't understand this.
One second. Nope. That's only an
11 will not hit.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Terrible.
Yep.
Okay.
But you do know it has used its reaction, so you're free to move if you like.
Nah.
Alright.
She has
Next up in that
nowhere she
case.
wants to go right now.
Alright.
Oh,
Next up
wait.
is Sabriel.
Wait, actually. Let me measure something out real quick. 30.
Sure.
She's not too worried about them. Nah. Keep the place. Go.
Okay. By the way, out of curiosity, are any of the characters afraid of scorpions by chance? Have any kind of particular note?
Sabriel was not happy about them.
Raise iffy.
Sabriel,
Sabriel.
you now see what you really hope is a friendly scorpion.
Yep. He is going to.
I'm sure you saw Saren do a thing.
Yeah, probably. Pull the spell's level, so I'm good on there. He's going to twin. Command.
Okay, on which two creatures?
The jackal and this wolf was the one that was hit, right?
This one was hit. This one is currently biting Mercury.
Okay. Then yeah, that one.
Okay.
The one on Mercury. And he's going to use the grovel, but they're dogs, so Sabriel's going to say sit in Celestial.
Okay. So that's wisdom saves, right?
I believe so.
Alright, so here's for the wolf. Oh, sorry, should not have been an advantage.
Yep,
So a
that's
7, that one fails. Oh, because of tactics. Alright, and Jackal.
Yep.
Both fail, okay.
So on their turn, next it comes, they have to use their action to go prone, and that's it. Also of note, doesn't matter if they're grappled, going prone takes no movement.
Thank you, I was just about to ask. Alright. That is that one. That is...
Oh, another thing I looked up, I just realized for the future, you can hold a spell as long as you want. It doesn't have to be one round.
My understanding is that if the trigger does not go off, you use the spell slot.
Yeah, but if the trigger is waiting for something to show up and it takes 3 rounds, you can keep the spell.
Yes, but if the trigger doesn't go off in that round, you have to typically use your next reaction. Anyways, I'll check that after. Doesn't matter for right now. Alright, so that's it for Sabriel?
Yep.
Alright. Ray, sorry, not Ray. Mercury, you are currently still grappled, but you did see some sort of enchantment take the wolf. As what I assume basically like a small collar wraps around its neck made of magic.
Yeah, let's go. A glow of one with some runes around it.
Okay.
Hey. Fuck.
But you are currently prone, because your movement is 0, you also cannot currently stand up, if you would choose to. So, what are you doing?
How much space is currently between her and the wolf?
Your leg is in its jaws, and you are on the ground.
Cool. Close enough, in all honesty. Fucking.
Okay. Yeah. Meets it, beats it.
Smacking it angrily on the head.
Alright, con save. Alright, the target is currently paralyzed.
I'm gonna be that guy. Creatures have disadvantage on attack rolls when they're prone.
Not melee attacks, though.
Yeah, melee attacks.
Attack
Oh,
rolls.
sorry, only melee attacks.
Attack rolls.
All of them.
I thought range attacks were exempt. Okay.
Nope. That is a common number, though.
God
Okay.
damn it.
In that case, it is not stunned.
It's gonna go prone on its turn anyway, if it helps.
Yep.
I didn't even get to hit it. Fucking hell. You gotta be that guy. Sorry.
It's unfortunate.
Oh, next time around you'll have advantage.
Alright. And that's alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. I will remind you, you can cast a cantrip as a bonus action. As long as you don't cast a spell as your action.
Oh. Alright, well in that case.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, 5
Not
feet,
even-
right.
It's not
So-
even a divine word, it's just a fucking screech.
In
Alright.
celestial, but it's still an ah. It's a scream, but if it was subtitled, it would be in celestial.
That shouldn't have been a jackal check. Alright, so the one that is grabbing you will fail. Roll me 1d6.
What about the other one?
The one succeeded, I just using the dice, not the actual.
Okay.
God damn it.
That's okay, these things don't have a ton of health.
I just
Every
wanted
bit
to let
helps.
go.
Their health's between 13 and 22.
Also, it will.
And yeah, no difference in effect from radiant damage. Okay. Next up is Roddy.
Real
Not-
quick.
Right.
What?
Sorry.
What? Oh.
I don't
What's
know
up?
what's happening. Mercury's going to turn it into celestial pretty much to see how. Nobody chose anything. Just stop.
And sorry, Ty, just to clarify, because I realized that phrase was weird. There is no difference to the effect of the radiance takes full effect. I was just checking if they had resistance.
Cool, you skipped my turn.
Oh, did I?
Yes!
did.
Oh, sorry. I mix up Ray and
did.
Mercury's token a lot. Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
That's why I said hey. Jumping out of tree.
You are out of tree.
Okay, cool. Here.
Alright. You are in front of Wolf.
Yes.
Oh, down.
Of note, if you want to hold your action,
Hold my action till it's fall prone. But, fuck! I can't use my offhand. I want to use my offhand.
Go for it.
But I can't use my offhand unless I use my real hand. Or,
Well, they're both real hands, technically.
shut up. Do. That's 25 feet. I'll use my cunning action as a bonus action to dash. Get over here.
Okay.
Hold knife attack for when this motherfucker grovels. Gravels.
Alright. So, that will be all Roddy. John?
Yeah, here I am. Alright, cool. He is going, again, reckless since he has no other choice. There would be a disadvantage if not. He is going to hit, the one he already hit with the kinetic siege bat.
Go for it.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. You very comfortably, knock whatever, mental capacity was still left in that wolf. As once more, as soon as the light goes out in its eyes, you see it just immediately turn into a emaciated, and likely, if Saren mentioned it at all, very dead wolf.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wisdom save then?
Wisdom save.
Yeah, he's gonna go right around here.
Oh, you are still within range of the other wolf, keep in mind.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. Wisdom save. No. Would it be an advantage again? Because
Yeah, as long as you're in the sunlight, it's an advantage.
cool. 18.
Alright, we're no longer frightened.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. And next up is the Weeping Jackal's turn, who, with a growl at you, will very carefully sit and nose and chin on the ground.
Can I hit it?
You can?
Whee!
Yeah, that will definitely hit.
But,
yeah, there it is.
wait,
Alright.
do I have an extra? I forget how it levels up.
It should do it automatically, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna try.
That's 2d6. I think you're good.
You're still level 3, so it's only the little bit.
I'm level 4. Few of
Are
us
you?
leveled up last time.
Ah.
Okay, still 2d6. Next level, I fix it.
Yeah, I think roll 20, as long as you picked Rogue as your class before any other class, it will automatically level it up for you.
I don't trust roll 20.
Yeah.
While fair, I think it does. Okay, so that damage is halved because your weapon is non-magical.
Okay.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Interesting.
so -6. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay. So next up, the wolf. This wolf, grabbing you, Mercury. It does not release you, but it does not attack you this turn, as it basically sits itself down. Should I use for prone? Boot. Das Boot. There we go. It's a lot of effects on that one jackal. My god. Alright. And the one next to... Actually, the other wolf is going to turn from Roddy and is going to bite you instead, Mercury.
Fucking shite.
So because it's going to have double advantage from prone and pack tactics.
Yeah.
Right? But due to it
Actually,
being in
hold on a
sunlight...
second. I am going to try and negate some of that with my reaction.
Okay, go for
I
it.
negate all of it. You take no damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you watch as a barrier of energy wraps around the wolf's jaw like a muzzle as it tries to snap at you instead of just like basically bounce its nose off your forehead. And kind of like looks confused as it tries to like push it off with its front paws.
Fuck!
Alright, Saren.
Saren looks back from where she'd flung up a hand to cause the barrier to stop that wolf from snapping at Mercury, and she looks down at the jackal, takes the light longsword, and tries to plunge it down into the jackal itself. So let's see how that goes. This is it.
Actually, really fast. Did you not use your reaction last turn? No, but that was actually the turn before, so you're fine,
Yeah.
yep.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure this round I'm good.
Yeah, I think.
I think.
Sorry, in my mind you did that on your turn, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no. It was the last time that guy attacked me.
Yep.
Okay, so, attack! 24 to
Yeah.
hit,
You are rolling consistent 12s.
and that's going to be plus the force damage, for telekinetic strike.
Okay. Total of 14 damage. Very good hit. This wolf is not happy.
Alright, okay, I guess at that point, the scorpion gets to go. I was hoping to finish it, but...
Yep, go for it.
1, 2, 3 attacks. I'm gonna take damage one at a time, if any. Finish it.
Yep, all three will hit.
Oh, they should be advantage. Hold on. Okay,
Check for crits, check for crits.
yeah.
Yep.
Do you wanna just take, like, the 21 and 13 and make it 1, and then the 23 is
Just roll
parried
3d20 and do them one each.
1 to 1? Yeah, okay. Nope.
Make it
No
much
difference
easier.
either way.
Alright,
Alright.
alright.
So if all three will hit, go ahead.
1d8 plus 2 claws. 8.
Go ahead and roll all three. There's no way you can... Well, actually, roll the claws both together. The first one won't be able to do it on its own.
Okay.
Okay, roll the other two together.
Those are the claws, and then the third one is the sting.
Yep, just roll the last two together. There's no way one on its own will do it.
There is no 2. There's one more. I did the 2 the claws were 4 each.
Oh, sorry, I only saw one. My mistake.
It duplicated. It was the same roll. The sting
Damage
is
half, so,
1d10 plus 2 piercing damage and a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, taking.
Which it has 1d4 off, yep. Alright. So, sorry, that 1d10 is how much damage? Sorry, what type of damage?
Piercing, non-magical.
Piercing? Okay, so that's going to be halved to 6.
And then the.
And con save
Uh-huh.
for poison.
It beats it, so it takes half of this damage.
Hold on.
Holy God!
-2, so 12. Does a 12 still beat it?
12 is the DC. So yes.
Okay, so it's going to take 18 halved. Okay, how would the scorpion like to do that?
I'm gonna say
Amazing.
just after Saren plunges the sword into, like, the back of the jackal's shoulder, just missing, like, the neck, the scorpion takes the claw that's grappling the jackal, withdraws it, both claws at once, pinch her into the neck, and then the stinger comes up and over the scorpion's back and into the center of its skull.
Alright. Like grabbing both sides of a chicken wing before you bite into it. The scorpion grips at the throat of the jackal and just almost pierces through, and then you see this almost pulse up the tail into the neck of the jackal. And it just begins to howl, and once more, in almost a burst of dust, becomes a very starved and broken looking jackal and claps on the ground back to a more reasonable size.
Okay, Scorpion moves just over to be in melee with both of the wolves. Interesting
sound.
music. And Saren is gonna dart right over here to be in with that one. And you know what, I'll just go ahead and do second wind just to see what okay, more than I lost.
Alright, you are still only healed half.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Let me, oh heck, what was I at? 27, I think? Yeah, that looks right. So plus 6. Still, good enough. That's it for me.
Alright. Quite an effective turn. Sabriel.
Sabriel is just going to, Mind Sliver on the wolf on Mercury.
Okay, that is 65 feet away.
He'll use his sorcery point in his spell ring, distant.
Sounds good. Intelligence saving throw. Yep, does not pass. Okay. Yep. Okay, 4 psychic and no additional effect until saving throw is made. Okay. Go. Anything else?
That'll be his turn.
Okay. Next up is Mercury. You are still grappled and prone.
Tight. Oh well, you know what? It's hurt. It's fine. If it would, that'd be. There we go.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Which direction are you shaping this? There is no way to shape this without hitting the scorpion, if you're going to attack a wolf. It basically affects 3 squares in front of you.
Yeah, sorry, brother.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't do this.
Yeah. Angle it.
I don't actually know how that works.
Yeah, like that.
I'll say it does for now. Remember to check the player's handbook later, because it shows a.
Yeah, as far as I know, you decide what side of the cube
I
are
know,
on.
but a cube technically you can't pick a corner as a side, so I'll have to check in the handbook. But for now, yeah, I'll say it works for now, but I'll check that later. So con save minus 1d4 does not matter. Okay, that is precisely enough. So, how would you like to take care of that wolf?
Just throw it away from her.
Yeah, you summon a thunder wave as some of the stone and broken fence surrounding the grave shatters with the spell. You see the wolf fly back and hit against one of the larger pillars, and again puff, and it's a emaciated, starving wolf corpse. But you are free to stand up.
All right, she's gonna stand, and that takes all movement, doesn't it? Or just
It takes half movement.
all right, and she's pretty much just gonna run towards the jackal. Just
Sorry, the jackal is dead. Just skip
oh,
that.
it's dead.
Yeah.
Damn.
It has so many things on it. I forgot to actually put that one on.
Run that way, anyways.
Okay. You would be leaving the attack range of the other wolf.
Oh. All right. Well, then. Yeah, never mind. Just stay there, I guess.
All right, Ray.
Whee! Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you have 3 sources of sneak attack. Go ahead and roll sneak attack damage. Okay, that is not quite enough with your first attack,
That's okay.
but it is a powerful, deadly hit. That second hit is exactly enough.
Yep.
Amazing.
Do it again.
Just give it a nice little respectful death.
Okay. Feel free to describe it as you wish. This is the last of the creatures.
Just a very nice, just quick 2/, quick, easy, not extravagant. It's a doggy.
If you do, one is a deep one across the wolf's spine, and as it's like faltering from that first hit, you just take the second one and almost peacefully just sink it into the ribs, and you watch as it just stills a puff of dust and becomes a very broken wolf.
Had that bitch taken damage yet?
He had not.
Okay, awesome. Found out the HP.
Oh, I'm so glad you're taking these notes again.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Alright, so with that, the calm of the night returns, and you feel that magic that was there before begin to lift. With the sounds of the scorpion skittering and heavy breathing from each of you, you kind of look into the night and finally taking in what's going on. Gesundheit. Yeah, with that, the slight wailing you were hearing from the ghosts fade out. And with that, we will end the session.
I wanted
Bit
to
of a short session.
one last just question open to the group. Does
Go for it.
anybody know what the hell that thing was saying?
No.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
before Sabriel was translating over Fane.
I forgot. Never mind.
Yep.
That's alright. But
Nothing
with
good.
that,
Okay.
we'll-
I'll say Thane
End
was
the session.
locked off.
or just distracted.
They were taking messages for later. She hasn't learned how to multitask in a fight with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Till
So-
whenever next time.
Till next time with this session, hopefully it'll be next week or the week after. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.